Cam Skataboo on the rise. And the guy just is unbelievable on every single level. He can catch. They don't even throw to him, or they haven't thrown to him enough. And he can do it all. He's got a nose for the end zone. He's got a grit and determination that you can't find in many players. He can do the backflips on command. He's like Benson Boone or whatever the hell his name is, flipping off pianos. This guy is a marvel. And hold on, we got a phone call. Ring ring. Hello? Yep. Yep, Ma, I told you, Cam Skataboo. I told you, Ma. I told you.
Scatman! What is that smell? Someone needs me. Help! Help! I'm going to lose my fantasy week! Somebody help! Call the Scatman! I am Scatman. Who needs my help? Wow. Bang, bang, boom. To the moon. Now it's time to go pick up your mother. Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
Scatman and the boys doing it live. Probably the leader of the midseason monsters at this point. Scatman just looking like a monster out there. He's the Chupacabra. He might be the Lionheart. I don't know. This is wild how good of an outing he had. I mean, they just kept feeding him. 19 carries, 110 total yards, 3 touchdowns, almost had a 4th touchdown. There was a moment there where he started kind of slipping through defenders, and they're getting tired on the defensive side of the ball. And he almost kind of slipped through and had that 4th tutty. If he would have scored 4 touchdowns, it'd have been unreal. But yeah, hats off. Jackson Dart on the rise. The Giants are on the rise. Of course, Skattebo on the rise. And, imagine if, and BBQ said this in the Patreon, imagine if they had neighbors, what this would look like, the excitement level, all of that and more. But Scat to the moon. Jalen Hurts is a mid quarterback. He's mid. Now, he scores fantasy points, and I'm not saying that won't continue on the year. Like, could he be QB 5, 7, 4, 8? I mean, he could really score anywhere in there. Sometimes even higher, but he is such a mid NFL quarterback. And I know that this is the fantasy football show, but we have a lot of real NFL conversations as well. And Jalen Hurts is a mid quarterback. He's a piss poor passer. He's an excellent runner. And he can command a lot of things, in calm, cool, collected fashion. But he's not pinpoint accurate whatsoever. He does these granny underhand touchdown throws. It's the only way he can throw a touchdown pass lately is to just kind of underhand granny it. Like you're at the free throw line. 1, 2, got it, catch it. And he's just so mid. Once they take away that tush push, it's over. I'm not saying he doesn't start in the NFL. I'm not saying they don't utilize his skill sets to the best of their ability, the Eagles and Sirianni. But once you take away the tush push, he's not a better running quarterback than Mahomes. He's not a better running quarterback than, definitely worse than Josh Allen. He is no longer an elite running quarterback. He's a good running quarterback and a very mediocre to bad passing quarterback, which will take him out of the top 5 game. This is the last season that Hurts will be a top 5 quarterback in fantasy football. There is a real chance he will never be a top 5 fantasy QB again. Those that are in here arguing against that probably own him. And I understand where your stance is coming from. I understand how you would say such a thing. But it's bad. And, last year I was a proponent of not banning the tush push because they weren't necessarily doing some of the things they're doing now. Now it's getting ridiculous because they're offsides every time. The refs keep missing it. It's too quick for them to the referees to study and take a deep dive into what had happened. The NFL should be reviewing every single tush push at this point because the refs keep getting it wrong. But, I just think once the tush push is removed from the game, and even if they can't get rid of it entirely, they'll get rid of it enough that it's hampering to Hurts' fantasy production. It's going to change things. Hurts is no longer, not to mention he's getting injured and beat up through this tush push. His career is going to be shorter because of the tush push. I don't know by how many years, but it's certainly going to take a toll on him. You can tell it's taking a toll on him now. He's tired. He's sluggish. He's not accurate. His head's not in the game. He looks beat up and worn down. The Eagles look worn down. The Eagles are on the verge of falling apart. They truly are. They're the most boring offense in the National Football League, and they have the most weaponry. This is like watching somebody with a bunch of warheads sitting next to them, and then they don't do anything. This is the most boring offense in the National Football League, the Philadelphia Eagles offense. And they have almost the most weapons in the whole entire league. They continue to not use Saquon Barkley properly. And yeah, Barkley just got even cheaper tonight. And you could make an argument that he's not worth going and getting, but I would say that because he's dropping again in equivalent and the ratio of upside and risk is still very good. You're getting Barkley probably in third round equivalent value now. You're not having to pay second round equivalent value. This is a guy that I didn't want you to draft because he wasn't going to return first round value, wasn't going to return top 5 running back value. And he's certainly not, but I still would buy him Saquon at the right price because he's so cheap right now. That's the main thing. Him and Henry are not players I wanted anyone to draft, but I love going and getting them via trade because their owners are 0-5 or 1-4. They're about to go 1-5 or 0-6. And so they're going to get rid of them for nothing, for pennies on the dollar. Scat is a top 6 to 12 running back. I mean, you could say top 6 if you wanted. I understand if there's a lot of running backs that you start actually ranking them and you're like, okay, well, what about Bucky when he's back? What about Achane? How are we putting Cook outside the top 5? So I could see going, okay, maybe it's hard to put Scat, even though he can score like a top 6 running back. Maybe he's 7, 8, 9, 8, 12, something like that. The range is probably 7 to 14, let's say, because there's so many good running backs, but he's certainly in the top 8 to 12 conversation. Skataboo is a player that, most importantly, if you take away anything from tonight, you can take away this. You take away these two things. The Giants are moving the ball. Let's give you 3 things. They're moving the ball. That's great for Skattebo. He's near the end zone. They're moving the ball offensively through the air, so defenses aren't going to stack the box against Skattebo. They can't. So the offense is very conducive to good continued fantasy football scoring. His quarterback is successfully deploying this offense in ways that is kind of head-scratching when you think about Neighbors being out, which kind of goes to point 1. But just the fact that there's a good quarterback in place right now, that is different than, let's say, like Joe Flacco, not a great quarterback, but he's moving the ball down the field. So they're kind of like 2 different things to me. The team's moving the football down the field. Hurts moves the football down the field sometimes. Right now they're not, but doesn't mean he's a good quarterback. I believe Scat's got a good quarterback and an offense that's going to be in scoring position quite often. And then you add the third component, the most important component, period, is that the team believes in him. The team is excited. Joe Scheinbox, who I don't think is a very good GM, had a lot of help, I think, with this draft, given the way that he's operated in the past and made mistakes. There's a lot of hands in the pot. But anyway, Joe Shine, you can see him in the Shine box up at the top of the stadium. He's so proud of this moment right now, which is good. This is good news because he wants it to continue. He wants everyone to think that this was entirely his idea And so he's going to perpetuate it even more, which means that Skataboo is almost guaranteed to continue to be used because Joe Scheinbox feels like a genius right now. And he hasn't felt that way in a while. So he's living this up. When things happen, when good things happen to a team and a player's involved and they get fed or not fed, in the case of Hendy not getting the ball and then the Patriots winning, that enables the coaching staff to continue not to use Hendy. It's really frustrating. Denver Broncos win or have success. They run JK. They're enabled to continue to use JK. So on the positive side of this, the Giants won. The Giants are getting praised. The announcers are absolutely glazing Scheinbox and the Giants right now. And they're doing this at the hands of Skattebo. What do you think that is enabling them to do? The coaching staff, the staff, to continue to feed them. Skattebo might be protected into the most secure volume for a non-top 4 or 5 running back in fantasy football and in the NFL. He might be protected into such a good amount of volume and touchdown opportunity and continued growth in the passing game. There might not be a better running back in terms of guaranteed volume outside the top 4 or 5 running backs than Cam Skattebo. Cam Skattebo is on the rise. Cam Skattebo deserves the long video play. Here you go.
What is that smell? Someone needs me. Help! Help! I'm going to lose my fantasy week! Somebody help! Call the Scat Man! He's the Scat Man. He's scatting all around. Scoring loads when he's called upon. He will ground and pound. Scat Man, yeah! He's the guy you call when things go astray. Scat Man can score all day. He's the Scat Man. Scat Man. Scat Man. Scat Man.
You thought that was over, huh?
Scat Man will score TDs. He will make you get on your knees and say, please, Scat Man, I beg no more. I've had enough of your touchdown galore. Please, Scat Man, I beg no more. I've had enough of your touchdown galore.
What a good video in hindsight. What a great video. Touchdown galore. 3 tutties. This guy's a touchdown machine. He's a low-end running back 1 at the very minimum right now. That's the way he feels. I mean, I don't know if it'll continue to be running back 1 feel. It could get to the high-end running back 2. And you'd be fine with that. You still accept that. That would be acceptable. But this might be a low-end running back 1 right now. It truly might be. So congrats to everybody that has Scat, one of the most talked about players in this channel all offseason. Super excited to watch him rise and help a bunch of you. And JCM's getting on his horse too. A lot of these things, these later calls of deeper predictions that are coming through. I do hope we get some movement on the Hendy and Harvey front here soon. I know everybody's waiting for that. Lad McConkey is a huge buy low on this channel. I think that that's also somebody that everyone needs to go get him now. But wow, Scat, what a fantastic player.
You've just been Smitty approved.
Scat to the moon. Let's hit some of these super chats and then move on and do some other phone calls and such on the channel here. Scataboom, bing bang boom, bing bang boom. Skataboom. Doing it live. Jordan with the $20 holler. Jordan.
You for the $20 holler.
This $20 holler from Jordan says trade Trade Nick Sutton, Achan Gordon for May, Buko, Walker, and Jordan Mason. Trade Nick Sutton, Achan Gordon. Man, that is a tough one. Achan Buko, you could kind of wash that if you wanted, and then it's Sutton versus Walker, Mason, May. I think it's pretty even. You could definitely argue either side. I don't know that one side crushed the other. It sucks losing Achan. What are your thoughts? I think it all comes down to Walker. If Walker balls out for you, Jordan, then, you'll be in good shape. But, it does suck. It sucks losing Achan, but Egbuka is safer, with the offense and with Tua and all that. But I do think that you didn't crush him. He didn't crush you. It was pretty even. Skattaboom, thank you again for the super chat. Got offered Saquon for Scat. Take it? No. What do you think? Eddie, what do you think we've been doing the last handful of minutes?
You
Take a big lap. We don't take a lap.
But I do like buying Saquon low, but I just got through telling you Skattebo is a top. He's a running back 1 right now. Saquon's not a running back 1. Saquon you buy at seller dweller pricing. That's it. There's Skataboo to the moon. Did I hit 200 pounds? I'm at 203, Morgan. I can't. I wish I could. I'm not an honest person. I wish I could tell you I'm at 200. I'm at 203. I can't get below 203 for the life of me. Unless I don't eat eat one meal a day for like 5-6 days. I think I could get there. The good news about me is I maintain whatever weight I'm at. It's just hard to get it to a certain point. So if I get to 199, let's say, I'll stay at 199 no matter what. I can drink like soda and all that. It's my metabolism's weird. But I do need to the family's sick again. I haven't gotten sick. The last 2 or 3 colds we've gotten, I haven't gotten it. It's weird. I don't go outside that much. I go get food. I run. That's, I don't get exposed to the elements much. So my immune system is probably lower than the average bear because I'm not around colds and flus. But then again, my family brings it home all the time. So maybe I am as exposed as one can be, really, to be honest. They bring home the plague every damn day. But I haven't gotten the last 2 or 3 colds, but they're all sick. So if I do get sick, I have a feeling I'll lose those LBs. I'll get down below 199 because when I get sick, I don't eat a lot. JD5 for London. QB is Herbo. Yeah, if this is one QB, it's a no-brainer. It's not even a question. Doesn't even matter who you have. If it's super flex, it's different. But in one QB, of course, I'd take the London. Scat for Rashee Rice. I'd take Rashee Rice, even though I love the Scatmeister, bro. In a heartbeat, I'd take Rashee Rice. I have JD5, Trade Carter, Fields, Hunter for BTJ. I would definitely take the chance on BTJ in that situation, my boy. Trade BTJ for JCM. I'd rather have whichever one suits my need at the time. Running back, wide receiver, they're pretty close. I lean a little BTJ in a vacuum, but love both of them. And JCM could certainly grab a hold of that ranking in due time if they start feeding them even more. I'm sick and traded Scat and Pickens for Jettas in week 3. Look, Jettas will be fine. That's a weird thing to reflect back on and be upset about. Jettas will be fine. Don't worry about that. Heroes wear not all heroes wear capes. Yeah, well, it's okay. We got you. We'll carry you. Just hang on. We'll fly you around town, okay? You're a hero in my mind, though, Robert. You're a hero in my mind. Would you trade Genty and Hall for Skataboo? PPR, Genty or Hall? Maybe, not Genty. Maybe Hall, but I don't... Scat. Chat. I'm going to start calling you the Scat Chat. Scat Chat, can you vote on this Hall or Skataboo? I'm probably leaning Skataboo right now. I think... I don't know. I don't know if we're getting ahead of our skis. I think it's pretty damn close. I mean, is Hall running back 1? I just called Skataboo running back 1. Hall is probably a running back 2, high-end running back 2, so the answer would be Scat. By deductive reasoning there. But it is hard when you see a bigger name like that and you got to make a call. Look, Scat. Scat's the guy. Bye week starting Algier flex. Should I grab Mooney, Bourne? Pitts or just start Algier? I think Bourne's a really good play. So I go Bourne. Nice job. Appreciate you. Would you trade Rice for Scat? Straight up, I'd take Rice. And I love Scat, but Rice is a top 5 wide receiver, maybe a top 12 overall player. 12-team, 3 wide receiver, 1 and 4 any moves. Hurts, Achan, Jalen Warren, Jefferson, JSN, Rome, Fannin, JMO, Bench, Hendy. I like the team a lot. I'm definitely, intrigued by the idea of maybe moving, let's say, one of those running backs once they get on their horse. But the JMO, if he was to bust loose and have a big game, to try and get some bigger, better player like Garrett Wilson, something like that. But right now, you're not going to be able to move much. Maybe Warren and JMO gets you some tiny little bump. But I'd certainly potentially move Hurts if I could. Hurts for Mahomes. The problem is, after this game, people are going to be trashing him so badly, even though he did fairly well fantasy-wise. He's just going to be trashed so badly that you might not be able to move him. So it's almost too late to trade Hurts, because Hurts is a guy I've been telling you to trade all year. Just getting the best value you can. Go get a Dak, go get a Mahomes, and then get an upgrade, because people think Hurts is better. But now people are realizing Hurts probably isn't better. Hurts is probably going to get hurt the way that they're running him. But I would try and move Hurts, and I wouldn't move anything. Hurts and Warren for, I don't know who you have a backup QB, if you could get your hands on a May or something like that in a trade, using, I don't know. It depends on who you could get. If you have to trade for a quarterback, you're going to downgrade him into Dak, downgrade him into Mahomes. At this point, I don't know if someone will even see it as a downgrade, is my point. I think other than that, I don't move your wide receivers. I don't move Achane. I move Jalen Warren and JMO, Jalen Warren, and one of your bench players to get a slightly better player. Scat would have been great. That's off the table now. The next move, the next Scat opportunity for you, maybe Chase Brown. But I don't know if anybody's going to give you Chase Brown for Warren and JMO or Warren and Hendy or something like that. You're probably just going to have to wait on this. I don't think this team has much maneuverability right now anyway. I think you just wait a week, let those running backs on the bench gain some value. Smitty is the GOAT for 1. My JCM and Worthy for Rice. I would take Rice. Thank you, pal. Appreciate you. Garrett or Olave in the flex. Garrett who? Garrett Wilson? Scat gave you the big lead. Well, it's because you started your stud. So let's not put Garrett Wilson on the bench, pal. I don't care how that turns out. I won't even feel bad if Olave outscores Garrett Wilson. There's no reason to sit Garrett Wilson. That's you're way overthinking things right now. You're a man that owns Skattebo. You should be more on point than that, than contemplating benching Garrett Wilson. Dub, or not Dub? Who is that? Was it Dub? Who is it? Garrett Wilson. K. Thank you. Trade ideas to get rid of AJB and Hurts. AJB and Hurts is hard to trade away at this moment in time, pal. I just don't know that you're going to, I'll cook up a couple ideas here. But I would probably say, I'd probably say AJ Brown and Hurts, you could maybe go after Rice, who's out one more week, Lamb, who's out. If you could trade both of them for a player like that, you might be able to, squeeze on out of that opportunity, or into that opportunity out of this potential problematic situation. Not to suggest that AJ Brown and Hurts can't score points. They did fairly well tonight from a fantasy perspective. Not amazing, but they were fairly well producing in a sense. So you could maybe get into like a Lamb or a Rice. You could maybe get into potentially a Hall and another player. You could maybe buy Bucky Irving injured. You could maybe go after a Judkins straight up, as long as you've got a backup QB plan. But I think trading them both to a team that's struggling could actually work out. There's definitely a way that could work out. Mark Cleveland with a $10 hauler. Trade Trey McBride and Chase Brown for Pitts and Bucky. I would probably say if you have the ability to wait, and you have Rashad White, so it makes sense. I'm okay with this and waiting on Bucky. You're taking on a little risk for sure, because there's some unknowns, but everything we're hearing, it feels like Bucky's maybe really close to coming back. Short-term, long-term, keeping Bourne in the flex or drop Bourne for Tootin on waivers. I like Tootin more long-term, but it depends on if you can wait. If you can wait on Tootin, then wait on Tootin. If you can and you need the points, go Bourne. But I don't think I would start Algier this week if I drop Bourne. I think Algier's okay. I'm fine with that, Esteban. I like Bourne, though. He's got good rapport with Mac. Chat, can you vote on that? Tootin or Bourne? You're starting Algier if you drop Bourne, though. Trade Garrett Wilson for London or Rice. I'd rather have London I'd rather have Rice, then London, then Garrett Wilson in that order. Smitty, you wouldn't give up London for JD5 in a 10-man? Would I give up JD5? Would I give up London for JD5 in a 1 QB? Ricky, where do you draft JD5? Third or fourth round? Probably on draft day. Where do you draft him now? I think probably fourth, fifth, or sixth round. Where do you draft London? Top 12. Where do you draft London considering his bye week's already out of the way? Top 10? So, Ricky, I'm not sure what on earth makes you think I would change my mind on that a minute and a half later. Ricky, my boy, though. I love Ricky, but Ricky, what are you talking about? Not trading Bucky. I don't blame you, Audra. Good for you. Good for you. Stand on those principles. I like it.
Let's go! Mashed potatoes!
Yeah, buddy.
Get buckied. Buckied. Buckied.
I like the fact that you're not trading Bucky for anything. It's a fantastic stance. Trade ideas, 12-man, 8-chan, K9. Trading K9, I'd trade Chase Brown at the right price, but I'm also waiting on him. Rico, I'd trade high if I need to. I think T-Mac and K9, T-Mac and Rico, T-Mac and Chase Brown for one better player is where I'm at. I think K9 for Henry's interesting. I think T-Mac and K9 for JJ or for a slightly lower player. All those make sense. Go after Rice, go after Lamb. That's what I'm doing. H.N. Flowers for Igbuka ETN. I take Igbuka ETN. You have Tootin. It makes a bunch of sense. I do that and do it live. Cancel CMC for Garrett Wilson ETN. Trade because of Tootin. I don't blame you for looking for something else. I do like the trade. I just want Tootin in as well. I need to call in to plead my case. There's no pleading a case. Ricky, you can call in. I'll let you call in on that. Sure, not right now. Let me just get through a couple of super chats. I'll open up the phone line. But Ricky, there's no case to plead. One is going in the 4th or 5th or 6th round if you're drafting today. The other is a top 12 player, maybe top 10 because the bye week's out of the way. But go ahead and prep yourself for an argument you're not going to win, unless it's super flex. Smitty, you literally the only expert that is the one of the people and helps with legitimate advice. Thank you, Calm Mellow. I appreciate you. I wish that I could be more accurate all the time. That is always going to be what I strive to do. I make mistakes. It happens. But we adjust and adapt. And I think some of the mistakes that we're making are coming around to prove to be pretty good actual calls. But we've done some good stuff this season. A lot of people come in here and like to trash this and that. But the thing is, I think anybody that actually looks into it, 65% of the entire top 40 is busted. 60%. When I say busted, I mean they're either injured, which constitutes a bust. When you really break it down, you look at the top 22 right here. If you're not available, you're busting. CeeDee Lamb is right now, he could turn the tide on this. He's going to turn it around, I believe. But right now, CeeDee Lamb is busted on you. Doesn't matter if he got hurt. He busted on you. He's not there for you. Saquon busted. Malik Neighbors got injured. Doesn't matter. He busted you. He failed you. BT failed. Even Genty has failed halfway. But he's starting to turn that around. Look at all of the busts. This is a wild environment this year in fantasy football. You look at the 20 to 40, 25 to 40. It's just, this is the top 40, ladies and gentlemen. The people that win fantasy are the ones that adjust and adapt. We could be in here as a content creator. I could be here trying to apologize for what you see on screen. Or we could acknowledge that this year's been the worst year ever. And we go figure out how to make it better every step of the way. Because it's been a wild situation. Okay. Let's open up the phone lines here for Ricky only for right now. Ricky, dial in real quickly. I'll open up the phone line for you. You can call in and get told no if you want publicly about your trading JD5 or trading London away for JD5. I'm here to answer the call. So call in, Ricky. Let's do this real quick. And then I might open the phone line to everybody else. Start Hendy or BTJ this week. I'm going to go BTJ until we have more on Hendy. That's more good news that tells us he's going to get more work. I sat Scat this week for JT, QJ, and Swift. Why would you sit? No offense, Michael. I know it's easy to pour salt in a wound, but why would you sit Scat over Swift when he's been doing so good? Like QJ, I can kind of I wouldn't agree, but I could kind of understand. My question is, do you think Scat is a must-start rest of season? You're the GOAT, Smitty. Thanks, my guy. Well, I mean, and I'm not trying to pour salt in the wound, Michael, and I appreciate your super chat. I hate trying to blast you on a super chat, but I just trying to let you know my true passion and feelings behind this. But when I just called him a running back 1, the rest of the year, like a low end, maybe 6 to 12, we don't know. He's a must start, but you don't start a guy like Swift over him anyway. I don't know where if you would have come into this building, we would have told you Scat man, because he's been on the rise. He's been playing great football, bro. Swift doesn't hold a candle to Scat. He didn't even walking into this game. It's easy to say, 3 TDs. How we feel about Scat now is the same way we felt before kickoff. Not true. I'll admit that. We like him even more now. But he was a must start, bro. He was a must start before the game. He is certainly the only reason, and no offense, again, I appreciate you very much, Michael. Hope you're not taking this the wrong way. But the only reason you're even asking this final question, where you say the question is, do you think Scat is a must start going forward? You're kind of hoping I say no. Because then it would justify your behavior of sitting Skataboo for Swift. You're hoping I say, he's not a must start, Michael. Don't beat yourself up over it. But, Michael, you need to kind of beat yourself up over it and not let it happen again. But, Michael, if you win the week, it won't matter. None of it will matter. It'll be a distant memory. Okay, Ricky, is this Ricky?
Yes, sir.
All right, go ahead and hit me with it real quickly. Let me say no to you, to your face.
Okay, so the problem is, let me just give you like a little context.
Real quickly, Rick.
The thing is, it's a 10-man work league, and like it's super. My team is like super stacked right now, so like I can't even like start all the stars that I have. So right now I got Buka and I got Rice coming back, and I'm only starting true receivers, so I'm thinking like in the long run, I also got Pickens and BTJ. So I was trying to like get that QB bump for Daniels.
Pickens, while I like Pickens and while I like BTJ, these right now are not anywhere on the level of Buka and Rice, whereas London is, and London's got a bye week, he's bye week free. And the fact that you're looking at bye weeks coming up for these guys, I think Rice is bye week 10. When's Tampa's bye? Is that 9, 8 or 10?
Can I give you my RBs too, Smitty, just so you know?
Okay, go ahead.
HN, Genty.
Okay.
Jacob.
Okay.
And I got Handy and Woody.
All right, and your quarterback is who now?
Well, right now I got Herbert and I got Stafford. I picked him up
from
the
waiver. You're pretty good at QB. You got Herbs and Staff. It's a 1 QB, right? It's a 1 QB.
1 QB, yeah. Okay. The problem is only 1 flex, 2 RB, 2 wide receiver, 1 flex.
Okay, so you're starting Achan and Genty. You've got good bye week rotational stuff going on here. When's Tampa Bay's bye week? Somebody have that offhand?
Let me look.
Look at your team real quick. Let's see. Their bye week is
bye week is week 9.
Week 9. So 9, 10, okay, and then you have London, who's bye week free. You're going to be rolling through these 2 weeks. And what's your record?
Buka, my record is 1-4 right now.
So you're the last person that should be trading London. You're 1-4. London's going to be able to rotate in here during these bye weeks so that you don't miss a beat. Every week counts for you. There's no, and Herbert or Staff are fine. JD5's not even outscoring Herbert or Staff right now.
Yeah.
So what do you even thinking? This is a zero. There's 0% of you should be trading in a 1 QB league. JD5, who went in rounds 3 or 4 on draft day, who would go even later now, who I like a lot. I love JD5. I think he bounces back. but he go in rounds 5 or 6 now. London would go in the top 15 with the bye week out of the way consideration. He's a top 10 overall player. This is madness, bro. This is mad.
Okay.
You're not convinced that it's just getting worse. Your phone call made it
No.
worse.
But a question: if I offer him BTJ, you do that? You think there'll be more?
85? Yes, I do that.
Or because I got Pickens from him, so he probably won't want him back. But that's it. BTJ is the only one you'd give up out of those players.
BTJ and a quarterback, so he feels like that's fine.
On a quarterback. Once you roll Danny Dimes.
Look, I'll just say this, and I got to go. BTJ for it, no problem. I trade BTJ for JD5. Pickens, no problem.
Mm-hmm.
Other players, no problem. Fab dollars, no problem. Both quarterbacks for JD5, and you throw in Pickens, no problem. You got the depth to do it. I don't mind you doing that. But Herbst and Stafford are pretty damn good. It's a good rotation. JD5's not even outscoring them right now. And so this is good. This is a good move to get JD5 because I think he'll be good. But you giving up London, thinking you've got a surplus that you really don't have. You don't have a surplus that can allow this. You got a bye week 9 and 10 coming up. Throw London in. You're gonna be able to catch up, and instead of being 1 and 4 by the time playoffs come around, you'll probably be in the middle of the pack or a little bit below, and you'll be fine. But you trade London away, you're just handing this guy a meal ticket.
Yeah.
All right. I got to go. Appreciate it, bro. Later.
Yes, sir.
All right. Let me get to these super chats real quickly, and then we'll open up the phone lines. We got this one here from Daniel. Daniel says, sit one, Garrett Wilson, Waddle, BTJ. Probably sitting... It's between Waddle or BTJ. Pick your poison. Trust your gut. Chat, vote. Which one are you sitting? Waddle or are you sitting BTJ? I probably would kind of feel like BTJ is going to have a big day. He's getting better. His confidence is there. He's breaking the seal, so to speak, in many ways. I think BTJ is probably the pick, but I don't trust Tua. I don't trust Waddle, and I don't trust Tua. I don't trust T-Law as much as I want to, but I'm starting to trust him a little more. And Cohen in the offense. What's the vote drop? Born for Tootin? Which one? I don't know, Esteban. Now it's your responsibility to look at the chat. I'm 51% chance to win with Born in sleepers at 3 and 2. I don't know. The chat already voted. Chat, vote one more time. But Esteban, I'm running a show here. I can't tally votes. But watch the chat. Chat, vote. Would you drop Bourne for Tootin and start Algier, or start Bourne and not pick up Tootin for the long-term prospect if you're him? Would you rather start Bourne, or would you rather start Algier and have Tootin on the roster? Please vote for Esteban. Esteban, monitor the chat. The chat will guide you. I would personally I'd probably rather have Tootin, but that's me. I'm more of a running back, trying to win the league. Like Scat, look at Scat right now. Scat was... You could say at one point Scat was worth less than Tootin, and now he's a league winner. So that's the way my mind operates. One QB, 2 and 3, Dak. Look at this squad here. Okay, we're doing it. Moves to make. I'd probably say with this squad, I'm leaning toward maybe trying to get rid of Nico in a 2-for-1 or a 1-for-2. Or ETN potentially with something to upgrade into a little bit safer running back like Achane. You could go ETN into Henry and then in a 2-for-2 try and upgrade Pickens slightly. You could go Nico in a 2-for-2, upgrade ETN slightly, downgrade Nico into a player you think is equal. Maybe Rice, for example, because he's out one more week and you're able to upgrade ETN into an Achane. I think I'd be looking at stuff like that. Maybe Brees and Charbonnet to the Walker owner to upgrade Brees a little bit. Maybe Pickens and Charbonnet to the Walker owner to upgrade Pickens a tad. We've got this team right here, 10-man. Trade my Allen, AJB, Monty for Hurts in London. Trade my Allen, AJB, and Monty for Hurts in London. This sucks, bro, because I want nothing to do with Jalen Hurts. I want nothing to do with AJB. Why are you crossing streams like this? Why are you crossing streams, sending AJB away, but then taking Hurts on, or you're taking Hurts on and you're sending AJB away. I don't like crossing streams. Nothing ever happens good when you cross the stream, my guy, and that's what you're doing here. I'd rather have. I guess I'd rather have the Josh Allen side and then trade AJB and Monty for one player is probably where I'm looking with this. It's a tough situation. It's a really tough situation. I'd rather have Josh Allen. He's a league-winning, carries you week to week. Smitty, you are the dog. Love the content. Thoughts on trading Ferguson, London for Bowers, Rashee Rice? I'd take Bowers and Rashee Rice and run. Traded Scat, Swift, Kraft for Genty, BTJ Jennings. That could be argued for sure. Stack the roster at wide receiver. Chase Brown, Kamara, Genty, Amon Ra. I like it. I would definitely take the Bowers, Rashee Rice side for sure, bro. That's an easy call. Nice work on that. All right, phone lines are open. Dial into the Benton.
Live from the Fantasy
Call
Football Show.
Call into the show.
Wrong button, sorry. Dial into the bentonprint.com phone line. Benton Print, all your business printing needs. bentonprint.com, the owners of the attic. They're going to take care of you. Dial into the phone line. Short questions only. You read off your whole team, you'll get hung up on. We're not doing long, drawn out. Here's my entire roster phone calls. We're just not doing it. Because look at this. No offense, Ricky, but that's the kind of stuff that's easy. Cakewalk stuff, Ricky. Mute yourself real quick. I'll be right with you. Mute yourself real quickly. I'll be right with you, pal. Just hit that mute button if you don't mind. This one here, 917, mute yourself real quickly. I'll be right with you. Thank you very much. And let me see if I got one more. I want to take one more call here. 305, mute yourself, please. Turn the background noise down, and I'll be right with you. But please hit mute. All right, everybody on mute. If I hear any mouth breathing or anybody, I'm going to disconnect from you. So make sure you are actually on mute, not pretend on mute. Oh, but I'm quiet. No, you're not. Let's go over to 619. You're live. Who is this and where are you calling from?
Marcus calling from San Diego.
What's up, Marcus? You're live.
CD Lamb for Cam Skattebo.
I'd take Lamb, even though I love Scat. But isn't this crazy
It's
what
hard.
Scat's 3 TD situation did tonight? Now, you wouldn't have been able to ask me this question yesterday or 4 hours ago. So this is great news that are you trading Scat away for Lamb?
I'm trading Scat away, but I got a lot of running back depth, and I need some wide receivers.
I don't think they're going to accept this, but you can certainly try.
He's 1-5. He needs some help.
All right,
and,
try it out.
he definitely wants a running back.
Try it out.
Sweet. Thanks, Smitty.
All right, man. I like it. I do it. Later, bro.
Later.
I like that. 305, you're live. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hey, what's up, Smitty? Name's Nick from Miami.
What's up, Nick? What can I do for you?
Hey, so I'm a little hurt at running back. I lost Hampton. I have Achane starting, but my RB2 at the moment due to bye weeks and injuries is Charbonnet. I have a surplus of wide receiver. I was looking to see what I should get for probably Pickens is what I was thinking of.
Okay. Hold on 1 second. Mute yourself. I'll be right with you, pal. Just hit mute, please. Okay, so you're trying to trade Pickens and what? A player here for a running back like Pickens and Hampton, or are you just trying to trade Pickens alone?
I can do Pickens alone, or I could maybe package him with like a lower running back. I got guys like Chuba, Mason.
Okay, so Mason.
I got Woody Marks, but I'm probably going to hold on to him.
Yeah, he's better to hold on to than to try and trade low. So Mason, Achane. Now, Achane, you could trade for 2 players. That is a possibility. And that would include, would have included a Scat.
I'm pouring 1, so I could probably wait on Hampton.
Okay. So let's do this.
Just...
Let's do this. Pickens for Monty's an interesting player right now that you're almost going a little bit backwards. JCM, obviously, some people will trade him for that. Some people will not. Depends on people like Pickens and how they view him. I think you're looking at ETN's not touchable there. Hall probably not. You could give up a little more to get Hall potentially.
Yeah, Hall is one I was looking at. The guy with Hall is doing not too great, and he also is a little biased towards Pickens.
Yeah, Chase Brown, Hall. So these would be the guys that you would potentially. Let me hold on one second. 63, mute yourself and please lower the background noise. I'll be right with you, but please mute. Thank you. And then this caller, 740, mute yourself. I'll be right with you. Just hit mute, please. Okay, so I would say these are the guys you're going after. Anybody not on mute will be hung up on, so please hit mute. Monty, JCM, Hall, Chase Brown. Chase Brown's interesting, but his value did go up this week, but it might taper down again. I think Hall, it sounds like your best bet is based on this guy loving Pickens. You could maybe, what else can you add with Pickens? Like I would do Pickens and Mason for maybe a Chase Brown and something or a Hall and something. But if you think you can take advantage of this guy and trade Pickens for Hall alone, I'm curious to know what you think you could add in if you needed to add something in.
I think if I were to add in like a running back, I think Chuba, just because the Rico Dowdle situation's gotten a little shaky on that.
So Chuba, maybe he does take that. Chuba and Pickens. Just sell him on the fact that Chuba probably not getting his job taken away, which there's some truth to that. He'll get some work. I don't know if it'll be 50-50. Also depends on how Dowdle does in this next contest, but I think this is a good move for you. I think Chuba Pickens for Hall. I think Pickens and Mason for Chase Brown or something. Maybe Pickens and Mason could get you. I mean, bro, there are people that don't know how good Judkins is. There are some people that have Judkins that don't appreciate him, and there's some people that wouldn't trade him for anything. I think Henry's also a very intriguing proposition for Pickens and Mason. I think Pickens and Mason.
Yeah, I did take a shot on the Henry guy, but he's still pretty stone hands with him.
Barkley's intriguing for Pickens and Mason, to be honest, for going forward, but I know that doesn't help you this week. So I think Hendy would be intriguing, but you got to wait on that, so it's not really helping you right now. Walker's interesting, but risky. ETN, I think ETN's another player that you could probably go get right now at this price tag of Mason and Pickens.
Yeah, it's possible.
All right. Got to roll, bro. Appreciate you. Call back when you got some more brewing, all right?
I appreciate it, Smitty.
All right, later.
Bye.
All right. Let's go to the 310 caller. 310, you're live.
What's going on, Smitty?
What's up?
I have a deal on the table. I'm in a 14 PPR. I got CD and Worthy for Rasheed and Trey McBride.
CD and Worthy for who?
The tight end for
McBride.
McBride. Yeah.
CD
and Worthy for McBride and Rasheed Rice.
Rice. Okay. CD, Worthy, McBride, and Rice. So I like Rice as much as I like CD. You could argue more in some ways. You could argue it just kind of depends on the wind. It's blowing a little to the left. So if we take out Rice and CD because they're pretty damn even, then you're talking about Worthy versus McBride. Positional advantage. I know we're worried about this situation, but we're worried about Worthy the same way. Is he going to be consistent? Is he going to get hurt? There's more questions with Worthy than there is with McBride. The McBride right side crushes the CD Worthy side unless Worthy brings the thunder like the whole year. Then that side could win. But
okay. And that's what I was thinking. But I also have Mahomes, so if he does bring the thunder, I'll still get points from it.
Yeah, but it's unrelated. Mahomes has nothing to do with this trade. Okay. You know? I know it's easy to break it down like that, but it really is not related. You know?
Okay.
Mahomes is going to do what Mahomes does no matter what, and Worthy's going to do what Worthy's going to do no matter what, and it doesn't really matter, you know? All right, appreciate you, bro. Got to go. Later.
All right, appreciate it.
All right, next caller is 740. You're live. Then I'll get to these.
one simple one here. Thinking about trading Rasheed Rice for Bucky, thinking there's a good chance that both come back at the same time.
Yep, they could.
I lost Hampton at running back. Just wondering your thoughts on that.
I think it's understandable on either side of this. If I'm in a vacuum and I don't have a decision to make, like it's going in my flex spot, let's say, I'm fortunate enough for that. I think I probably lean toward, I would say, the Rice side, only because he's going to be fresh. Mahomes is literally going to utilize him. I can't promise anything. I can't guarantee anything in this racket. But I do feel like it's one of the bigger, easier bets in fantasy to say that Mahomes is literally going to go, thank God you're here. I've been running around because my team can't rush the ball. Kelsey's worthless practically half the time. And now I get to just kick my feet up, and I'm just going to say, you do all this running. And Rice is going to run quick slants, little, turnaround, wide back type situations at the line of scrimmage. Very, very much a lot of stuff across the field in the middle, which will essentially be the Kansas City Chiefs rushing game, which is get it to Rice near the line of scrimmage, even if it's 3 yards on a quick slant, and let Rice get 4 or 5 yards. 3 or 4, like 4 yards a carry, essentially. 5.5 yards a carry just by getting Rice the ball. And Mahomes is going to stop running. I mean, he'll have a big run here and there. Rice might open up a long 40-yard untouched run. I'm not saying that can't happen, but Mahomes is going to relax, and he's just going to throw the damn ball to Rice all day long. Bucky could come back next week, might not. And if he does come back, might not be hampered, could be hampered. Could he have a setback? Could they say we're going to ease him in the next 2 or 3 games just to make sure we have him for the playoffs? You never know. So there's just a little bit more risk involved. Positional need is important to weigh in here too. But in a vacuum, if this was a flex spot and position didn't matter, I am leaning more Rice, but it's really close.
Thank you. And then one more thing, just for maybe argument's sake. I think Jordan Love's getting slept on a bit. I think he could be moved to the top. Jordan Love, I think, is getting slept on a bit. I think he could maybe be moved up to the top QB spot. He already had his bye week. I think he's a dark horse MVP candidate. 8 touchdowns, 1 interception. Only bad game he had was against the Browns, arguably the best defense in the league. And he's not really dependent on one receiver like maybe Stafford is. He spreads the ball around. He's still missing some guys. I don't know. I think he's getting slept on a bit.
I hear you, bro. I think Green Bay is a pretty exciting team.
So we have 113 QB rating on here, 8 touchdowns, 1 pick.
Yeah.
That's it. Thanks.
All right, bro. Appreciate you. Later.
Sure. Have a good one. That's it.
All right. Let's see who else. We're gonna go to the next caller, 786. I agree with his Love take to a degree. I think I don't quite agree with the full extent of it, but I just think like Love's playing well. Love's gonna have a good game here in week number 6. I'm pretty excited about what they're gonna do offensively, and I think that Matthew Golden, as much as I said, stop drafting this guy super high as people did. He's a good buy low, just like any player that gets overvalued and then people go running from them later and want to take back and have buyer's remorse. Now Golden's barely missing on some things. Now Golden's a potential opportunity for people that find him on the waiver wire, and now they got a wide receiver 3 potentially. Him and Love will connect. It's going to happen. And so he's definitely a good go get. Smitty told me I didn't make a trade that I did. Weird for a man to call you a liar on the internet. I don't know what you're talking about, bro. I mean, no one's forcing you to watch, bro. You don't need to be here if that's how you feel about me. Why are you here then? Why? Yeah, here you are. 786, you're live.
Hey, what's going on, Smitty? The Blue Room here. I have I have two questions. So a buddy of mine, we're in two similar leagues together. So he's seen I trade.
What did you do? What did you just say, bro? What, you sound like you combined 5 words in one. Say it one more time. Slow down. Take a breath.
My bad. All right. So a buddy of mine, we're in two leagues together.
Okay.
He's seen I trade Ibuka in one of the leagues, so he's trying to come after him in my other league because anybody's available for trade for the right price for me.
Okay.
So I want to get see if you can rate the trade in the first league, and then I want to ask if I should accept the trade that he's offering to me in the second league.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. So the first league, I traded Ibuka, Judkins, and Hendy for St. Brown and CeeDee Lamb.
Hendy for St. Brown and CD?
Yeah, so Ibuka, Judkins, and Hendy for CD and St. Brown.
Okay, Ibuka, Judkins, Hendy, CD, St. Brown. Pretty damn even. I'd rather have, CD and Ibuka, like we talked about earlier, are kind of like, if we just were to call that a wash, then it's St. Brown versus, and Hendy versus versus Judkins. This is pretty even. I think those are pretty, I think it's pretty damn even. I think if I had to lean one way or another, not considering any teams, et cetera, I would say I probably lean toward, man, it's close. I lean toward Ibuka, Judkins, just because I think Hendy will eventually go crazy. So I lean toward this.
Gotcha.
Barely.
Okay. And in the league that he's offering me a trade right now, he's offering me, for Ibuka, he's offering me Josh Jacobs and Devontae Adams. Should I ask for Garrett Wilson as well, or is that being too greedy? Should I accept what he's offering or try to ask for more?
Buka, Jacobs and Adams for Buka.
Yeah.
And you tell me you think you might be able to get greedy and ask for G. Willie.
I want to know, like, I don't want to turn him off. So I'm thinking, should I ask him for G. Willie as well, or should I just accept?
I mean, that would be a lot. That would be a lot. But I will say this: like, you take Garrett Wilson out of it, it is hard to accept this trade. Like, Buka is playing that good, so I can't blame you for wanting to say no to it, or say, like, if you did something else, I might do it. Chat, first of all, vote on this one right here. Jacobs and Adams alone for Buka. Jacobs, Adams, Buka. Jacobs, Adams, or Buka. Please vote. Pretend that Garrett Wilson's not involved yet. I just want to see if people are going to say Buka, Buka, Buka. Because then if they do, then regardless of what he wants or how much in his feelings he gets once you throw Garrett Wilson in, let's just see if we got Buka. Buka, we got Jacobs and Adams all day. Vote by one person, and then Buka, Jacobs, Adams, Buka, Jacobs, Adams, Buka, Adams, Buka, unbiased Buka, Adams. So I would say it's like 70% Buka, if I rough guess. 68%, 70% Buka votes. So majority of the people in here don't want to do this trade. So now, does anybody think that people that voted Buka, just of those people, would you still say Buka, or would you say Garrett Wilson side now if you throw Garrett Wilson into it? Let's see what the chat says now. I don't know how you could turn down that trio.
You're right.
It's a massive amount of value, bro. Yeah, Garrett Wilson. So there, one person said Buka still. Two people. Cap said Buka still. We still got a couple Buka, but it's really like an 80-20, maybe 90% Buka, or I'm sorry, Garrett Wilson side. But we got 2 or 3 people saying Buka still, which is still intriguing. Buka all day, says Christopher. I think he's joking though, but I don't know. Okay, so I guess you tell him, my friend, that's the cost of Buka. Take it or leave it. Like, you tell him this. Tell him this way. Say, I don't want to trade a Mecca Buka. If you're going to make me do it, this is the trade's making me do it. Other than that, like, you got to make me do it. I'm not just going to give you the player that I believe is not only top 3, but he could be 1. He could get better.
Right. Yeah, the thing is because we're in another league together, and he's seen me make the first trade in the other league. That's why he knows I'm down to trade.
Yeah, but if you take Garrett Wilson out, the chat was overwhelmingly wanting Buka, so make him pay.
Yeah. Okay. I'll send the comment.
Be careful. Be careful it doesn't get vetoed though, because it is heavy once you throw Garrett Wilson at. Pretty heavy.
Right.
All right, later, bro.
All right. Keep up the good work.
All right, thanks. Next caller is going to be 917. You're live. As quickly as you can, please.
What's going on, Smitty? I'm Sonny from New York.
What's up, Sonny?
How you doing, man?
Good.
All right, I'm gonna make it quick. I'm having a little bit of trouble because I had traded Skattebo and Pat because I had Josh Allen. Traded Skattebo and Pat for Breece Hall. I'm wondering if I should try to get an upgrade for Breece Hall because I have Hampton as well in that league. So I'm trying to see if I should get out of Breece Hall. But I think Breece Hall gonna have a good rest of the season. Kind of had a little remorse about
He'll get traded too. I mean, it's a possibility he gets traded, which could be good and bad. It could be bad because he could go to like a team late in the week and then not play, and then could eased in the next game, not know the playbook fully, and then like you could get screwed out of a trade too. So don't think all trade.
So should I trade Breece Hall and like a BTJ for something, like try to get an upgrade in that position?
Yeah, I mean, I'd definitely be okay with that. I'd go after JJ. I'd go after Judkins. I would trade Hall for Henry, and if you wanted to take a gamble that way, I would trade Hall and BTJ for Henry and something like Ladd, or you could do that.
I have Ladd, by the way. I have Ladd.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, you could get mad at yourself over this trade. It's tough to look at now, but I don't know. I definitely look at JJ. Definitely look at Hall for Rice, Hall for Lamb, throwing a little bit more to get that done. I'm okay with that.
Definitely. Thank you, by the way, Smitty. I'm a big fan of your show. I've been watching it for years.
Thanks, pal.
I really do thank you.
Appreciate that. Yeah, call back when you have a couple deals, like maybe on the table, and then we'll kick around those two.
I definitely will.
Right.
I watch the show every day.
All right, man. We'll talk to you. Call in tomorrow with it then. Later.
All right, copy.
Last one, 623. You're live. We're going to close the phone lines, hammer through the super chats, and then we'll see what else we're doing. Go ahead.
Hey, Smitty. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Hey, quick question. I made a trade last week. I traded away Scat, JMO, and Scat, JMO, and Godwin for Barkley and Hunter. Like, what are you feeling on that?
Well, I mean, it's crazy we're here, but Scat is more valuable than Barkley right now. I'm not saying that can't change, but it doesn't feel like. I still think Barkley. I stand by buying Barkley low. And as I said before the game, if he walks out with like 6 to 8 points, and he did, his value is going to go down more. So anybody that wants to buy Barkley low, it's still a very good proposition. There's very little risk involved in going and getting Barkley at what is now cellar dweller pricing. I don't think you're going to be able to sell Barkley very easily at all. Hunter's on the rise, but no one's it's not sticky yet. No one's going to stick, to the increased buzz or whatever. It's just going to be like, So you're kind of stuck right now.
Yeah, like in that league, I have Hubbard and Dottle, so I'm covered there. I have Amari and Hampton and Haskins, so I'm covered there. So my running backs aren't super in the tank. I also have RV and Nichols.
So you have Dowdle, you have Hampton, and Haskins, you said?
Yeah.
And Dowdle and Chuba.
Yep.
So, you could potentially try and turn Barkley into a receiver like Rice or something if you could catch somebody sleeping.
Nah, the guy that has Rice is undefeated and sitting pretty, so he ain't trading anybody. I do it like receivers. I have CeeDee Lamb, Zay, Debo, and Hunter.
Okay.
I'm not hurting. I'm in third. Like it's not horrible.
Yeah, Barkley and I wonder if someone would take Barkley and Dowdle and Chuba for like a H-hand. I wonder if you could get something.
No, because the guy that has H-hand's a keeper, but like.
Okay, so it sounds like you can't do anything.
I was thinking maybe like a Jacobs or something.
You tell me what you could do. Jacobs? I'd take Jacobs over Barkley. Oh, yeah. Would I throw in something? Sure. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what I was...
Paul.
And then so I'm in another league with the same guy I made this trade with. I just traded him. That one's like a dynasty league. I just traded him Tyron straight up for Bucky.
Okay. I'm fine with either one. I do like Kyron a lot.
Yeah.
Henry is Henry available for Barkley?
Possibly.
I mean, take a risky lateral move. Just hope for a change.
Yeah.
Change of scenery for you.
Yeah, that's like it's only been 2 weeks, so I mean I'm not sweating. I'm still in third, so I'm not like super heavy sweat.
Barkley for ETN?
That's a possibility for sure. Oh no, the guy that I traded Barkley for has ETN.
You got a lot of stipulations, bro. You can't even make a trade in your league. I can't even make a trade in your league. You can't. I can't. James,
that's why you're the master, man.
Go get James Cook off a bad game using Barkley and something. I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but you're going to have to add something crafty to it. You could go Barkley for Chase Brown. You could go, and I'd try and get something else if you can. But Barkley's hard to trade. No one's going to trade for Barkley. Across position,
yeah, especially
easy. People want running backs, bro. They're willing to take a little bit more of a gamble on a running back. So if you could go across position, but then again, it's like your running backs are okay. They're not great, though. Dowdle and Chuba comes back, and let's say Dowdle keeps the job. You're actually kind of crafty at running back, but it's not safe.
Yeah, not great.
Javonte, probably after last week, I don't know that you're going to get this, but Javonte is safer than Barkley. Hall is safer than Barkley. You could trade Barkley for JCM and then get that receiver that's undervalued or something.
I still have Harvey.
BTJ-ish type player.
Eventually he's going to be something, but I don't know.
Yeah. Barkley's hard to trade, bro. That's why he's such a good buy low, because you can't get anything for him. So I know for a fact we can go get Barkley for a ham sandwich. And if it doesn't work out, you throw the ham sandwich in the trash and you move forward. Like, you're literally buying Barkley at zero risk proposition.
No, I hear you. Just real quick on the guy previous in the trade offer where he had the two receivers to get rid of for Ibuka. Maybe try and get G. Willie and the running back straight up for Ibuka. That might be a better trade for him instead of Adams, because G. Willie's better than Adams in my opinion.
Maybe. We're trying to get them all three.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I don't know.
It might be.
Yeah.
Be a little heavy.
Yeah. I don't know. I personally rather just keep Buka in that other. If there's two players, I'd rather just keep Buka. So you're saying Jacob? You're saying Jacobs and G. Willie for Buka, the other guy that was on the phone.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good. It's definitely a good value on.
That's easier to give up. That's easier to give up Buka for. I think those two guys is better to give up Buka for than Adams.
Maybe. I don't mind this. I think if you were to get this, I wouldn't mind it. But I do think there's an argument to make that Buka is going to get better. Because
sure. Yeah,
Buka's missed a couple touchdowns. Not his fault, really. Just one was overthrown. He had the groin injury, which is clearly over, and couldn't get to the ball. And then there's another one last week. It seems like there's one every week that Buka almost gets another touchdown. Guy might have 8
receptions, man.
Guy's
a monster.
Yeah, he's literally historically the best rising wide receiver ever. Historically.
Yeah, he's
not. I know that's hard.
Numbers.
Yeah, I know that's hard, but he's putting up more than JJ. He's putting up more than anyone. No one's ever put up the numbers he's put up through 5 games.
No, I agreed.
Nobody. So he's
longevity.
It's
no one
crazy.
ever thought JJ was good. Ibuka's a guy that could compete. I agree.
All right, gotta go, bro. Appreciate you. Later.
Thanks.
All right. I think phone calls are cleared. Barkley is A1. I don't know what that means, Gravy. A1 like sauce, like he's toast, he's cooked, like he's A1 cooking, like he's cooked. Is that what we're doing, Gravy? We doing the whole like cooking special, like puns and stuff? I don't know what we're doing there. And then Barkley for Chase Brown is crazy. You know what's even crazier than this comment right here is I don't even know which side you're referring to. You're saying Barkley for Chase Brown's crazy and laughing like almost as if it's a ridiculous like sentence that came out of my mouth. But I don't even know which side you think is crazy. How crazy is that? How crazy is it that I have no clue which side you think is crazy? That's how close it is between Chase Brown and Barkley. I don't know what world you would live in where you think one of these guys is better than the other. I don't know what world I know what world you live in, Michael. Barkley's fine. Bark! How high did your voice go up, Michael, when you said that? Barkley's fine. He's fine. Everything's okay. He's fine. Everything's going to be okay. I've got him in 17 leagues. He's going to be fine. He'll be okay. It's fine. Look, I'm telling you to trade for Barkley. But I'm telling you to trade for Barkley at Chase Brown pricing. At Chase Brown pricing. That's where you buy Barkley. And I like that. And I'm buying Barkley all day long at Chase Brown pricing. But for anybody to think Chase Brown isn't worth Barkley right now, that's not fine. That's wild. That's the wild take.
Take a big laugh.
He's fine. Everything's good. Barkley's good. It's okay. I got him in 17 leagues. It's okay. You're okay. It's like Wilson. You're okay. Need help. What shouldn't I go with? I will trade Nico and Hall for Bucky and Harrison or Bucky and Allen. I mean, what Allen are you talking about, Nelson? I don't know how to answer this question without knowing what players you're even referring to. Is it Braylon Allen? Is it Keenan Allen? Is it Josh Allen? Is it Tobias Allen? Is it Frederico Allen? Who the hell are you talking about? Trade Nico and Hall for Bucky and Harrison. I'd probably take Nico and Hall if I had to guess on this one. Nico and Hall for me. Started Theo Johnson over Kincaid. Start to Worthy, QJ, Tet, and Bourne. I feel bad for the guy. I apologize to whoever I told start. Well, the whole chat voted on it, by the way. It's not just me. We said Tua or Dart. And Dart ended up having a much lesser game than he could have. What is with Dart scoring 2 immediate touchdown strikes in a game and then finishing with 2 touchdowns on the game? You're like, Dart did good. Tua could outscore him still, so I guess I don't feel that bad. But somebody did ask beforehand. We put it to a chat vote, and the chat voted Tua. But Dart scored 2 immediate touchdowns yet again, and then he doesn't score anymore the rest of the game. It's wild. But anyway, same thing. Theo, you can't beat yourself up. I mean, Theo could have had a really big game. Start 2, Worthy, QJ, Tet, and Bourne. I probably go Tet and Worthy. But Tet and QJ could be safer, and Worthy could just be higher risk, higher reward. I would go Worthy personally. JSN and Hall for Jamar Chase and Scat. I would take probably Jamar Chase and Skataboo. Very good question, though. Should the Giants trade for Olave? Yeah, I think they should. I think the Giants might be more active than you think on the wide receiver trade market. And Olave is definitely going to be in the conversation. I think Olave, Ladd would be interesting, but I think they believe in him in LAC. But a lot of people are saying like, they don't trust Ladd. Ladd's going to come around. There are other wide receivers that potentially could be moved. We'll go through them probably tomorrow. But Olave is the most likely wide receiver to get traded out of all the wide receivers that make sense of being impactful. And the Giants just put themselves in a position where their boardroom meeting on on Friday morning, tomorrow, will be very different than it would have been without this exciting win. It's not just a win, it's an exciting win. They're walking in thinking they're going to the playoffs. And I'm not saying the Giants can't, figure something out. But this team is they think that this is a bigger season than it probably will be. And good for them. They deserve to feel like that. Everybody should feel like that about their own team. Have the belief in your squad winning out. But there's certainly, Olave would be a fantastic acquisition. And boy, that would flip his value upside down. No kicker or D. Prescott, Gibbs, Rashad White, Johnston, Pickens, Tyler Warren, Buka, Chase Brown, Gainwell, Quentin Sean, Judkins, Tet, Garrett Wilson, T.J. Hawkinson. That's a good squad. Love Dak, love Gibbs. Judkins. I don't know why Judkins is it. What are we doing here? GT12. How am I supposed to evaluate this team when you put it in a blender and then just set it on the screen? Like, we can't really. We're human beings, and we measure things based on organization. And you got Quinshawn Judkins down here at the bottom. You got Garrett Wilson down here at the bottom. You got Dak and Gibbs and Pickens up here, and Tyler Warren and Buka. Like, I don't know what I'm looking at here. This is a really good squad, but it's all jostled around. This is like selling your home and not mowing the lawn or picking up after yourself cat peed all over the wall, and you're just like, I'll sell it as is. I won't clean it up. I'll just ask for the same price. I have no idea what I'm looking at here. My mind, everyone's mind. I do this more than anybody, and I still can't judge this team fully. You're going to lose 2 points just by me not seeing everything organized in organized fashion, stacked properly. Show some respect for your players, GT. Show some respect for these players. Put Judkins where he belongs. Rank Garrett Wilson right next to Buka. Let's list this properly. What's Pickens doing in the lineup? I love Pickens. A flex spot, sure. Good team. Trying to gather my thoughts, even looking at this mess. I'd probably say I'm moving maybe Tet and Pickens, maybe Chase Brown, going and getting one bigger monster, or I'm standing down because the depth appears. If I can gather my thoughts, looking at that mess of a situation you wrote on that screen, I'd say you look pretty solid and consistent and deep. The team looks deep. Started Kelsey over Goddard. Look, rock out. I mean, Kelsey he still gets to play. So I wouldn't beat yourself up over that. DTX, appreciate your super chat. Is this the week Hendy goes off with Gibson out? I don't know. One moment you think that, and the next minute he makes comments about, we're going to get him the ball somewhere or another. We're going to have him run as a kick returner. So he's going to be a kick returner. It doesn't mean he won't hit the field. I'm just saying, like, my only hope is he rips off such a big play that they go, let's get this kid the ball in other ways. I don't know, DTX. I don't know what they're going to do for him. I hope to God Hendy gets the run. My only fear for some of you is you're going to grow to hate him, and you're not going to want him anymore. Because you're going to put him in, and he's going to get you nothing. You're going to think he sucks. It's not his fault. I just don't know. I can't answer this question. I hope that this is the week that they give him like 40% of the work and he scores 2 touchdowns with that 40%. All he needs is a chance. Give him 10 carries a game at a sharing role, and he'll prove himself and get the job. That's all we want. We can't guarantee he's getting starter work, but give him half the work. That's all we need. We just need an opening. And this could be the week they give him 40% of the work or something, and that'll be enough to showcase. Flex, Coleman, Vidal, Tyquan Thornton, or Fannin Jr. Thornton's been playing pretty good ball, bro. Raul, appreciate your super chat. Would you drop Gainwell, Woody, or Harvey to get Hendy? Would you drop Gainwell, Woody, or Harvey to get Hendy? Absolutely get Hendy. Probably drop Gainwell because he's in a committee, but I am intrigued by him, and I almost like would drop like my kicker and try and, you know, make a trade or something. That's probably my advice. Then who would you start this week at running back 2? Probably of these guys. That's the problem, is like Gainwell may be the better starter this week. I'd probably go Hendy. Second question is pick 3 to start. MHJ, Flowers, Sutton, DK. I'm probably going to sit Flowers until Lamar's back. Thank you for the super chat, my boy. Jesse, appreciate your super chat, young man. Record is 2-3. Running backs are banged up. Traded CD and Bucky for Jacobs and Rice. I have Mahomes. I'd rather have Bucky and CD, but I get where you're at right here. Then again, CD and Rice might come back at the same time, but you were without Bucky. Jacobs helps you. I understand this. Also managed to trade Tet for ETN. That's a fantastic move. You have Tootin. Good job. That was great. Take a lap. No, you're fine. It's a good trade. You did what you had to do, and it wasn't that big of a step backwards, really. Got offered AJB for Ridley and Charbonnet. I'd take AJB. Then I would flip it. Yes, Kay. You and I are thinking very much alike on that. I definitely take it and kind of like run to flip it, though. For sure. Would you trade Pickens and Worthy for Sutton and Woody Marks? Pickens and Worthy? No, I wouldn't. I'd rather have Worthy and Pickens, I think. Well, yeah. I have Rice, so don't want 2 KC wide receivers. Then I'm okay with it, but I almost feel like you could go get something better for that. Pickens and Worthy can maybe get you a Garrett Wilson, bro. Can maybe get you a Derrick Henry. Can maybe get you a Barkley. Can maybe get you a Devontae Adams, you know. So not that Sutton isn't worth it. I do think he's undervalued for sure, but I think you can get just a little bit better of a player with the 2. But I don't know. I'm fine with it if you do it. I think Woody Marks could come around too, but there's no guarantees there either. Smith, I'm 1-4. I have JD5HN ETN, St. Brown Terry. Smith, like it. I'm trading Devontae Smith if I can. Who can you couple it with? I'd probably say, who do I move in? Chase? Like Chase Brown? Who are you saying? Who do you move and go get? An interesting word to use, Chase, because then we're like thinking Chase Brown. We're thinking Mark Chase. I don't know if you just mean go get. I would probably say Charbonnet to the Walker owner to upgrade Scary Terry, to upgrade Devontae Smith. I really want Tootin on this roster. I don't see him unless I'm blind. I would definitely move Devontae Smith, Scary Terry, Sharps to the Walker owner. I'd definitely move Terry Scary and Terry Scary, Scary Terry, Terry Scary, and Devontae Smith for an Adams for a 1 player. I would definitely move ETN and Terry or Smith and Terry for 1 upgraded running back. Genty or I would move Terry and Devontae Smith for Henry even. And then maybe flip one of the wide receivers like ETN for Garrett Wilson or a player like that. I'm not afraid to go 2 different directions. John, appreciate you. 1-4 record, last place, 12.5 PPR QBs. Daniels, BTJ Worthy, Mannon, Judkins. I don't understand. Again, some of these teams I don't understand. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing with Judkins? Why is Judkins? Let's see here. JCM. All right, so you got all these flex options. Is that what you're doing? Carter, JCM, Judkins. Okay. So Breeze, JCM, Carter, notable bench, JMO, Lamb, Sharps. Any trades? I'd probably say. I don't know that you can do much. Use Sharps as the Walker owner. Try and upgrade JCM or Worthy. You're waiting on Lamb, Brees. I don't know. Try and upgrade Worthy or upgrade Carter by using Charbonnet with the Walker owner. Try that first, and if not, would I trade Brees and maybe Brees and Worthy for 1 running back like a Henry or above and take a gamble and then throw JMO in the wide receiver spot? Then you could pull up Sharps into the flex spot, I suppose. Something like that. I think I explore those kind of moves. I want to consolidate a little bit, and you got Lamb coming back. I hope he comes back in 1 week. I think he might. 0-5. Hurts, Bijan, Hendy, Puka, AJ, Tyler Warren, Vidal, Keon Mooney, Harvey, Woody. Offered JSN, Javonte Pitts for Bijan, Harvey, Warren. If not, who do I flex? Okay, offered JSN, Javonte Pitts for Bijan, Harvey, Warren. Chat, would you rather have Bijan, Harvey, Warren? I assume that's Tyler Warren. Or JSN, Javonte Pitts. I'd rather have Bijan and Tyler Warren. That's fantastic. If not, who do I flex? I take the trade. Bijan and Tyler Warren. Easy call. Chat, vote on that one, though. Make sure I'm right. I could be a little excited, but I think I take that. Okay, next question. 5-0. I got Flowers, Carter, QJ for CD and Mason. Flowers, Carter, QJ for CD and Mason. That's ridiculous, bro. You got greedy asking for Mason as well. That's insane. Current wide receiver room. Hook, Monty, Dowdle, Mason. It's crazy. Mason and maybe Waddle for one player. Try that. Mason and Debo for one player. Try that. That's insane, bro. The greediness of some of you to ask for a Mason on top of that and still not get it, not get it totally overturned or something. CMC, JSN for Buka, Bucky, Rashad White. I think your problem here is you're asking, you're giving JSN away. No. CMC can get you a Bucky who's injured right now and maybe a lesser player than Buka, and that's the problem here. But you give up something smaller back. There's no way I'm giving them a Javonte or JSN with Christian McCaffrey. You're not doing the 2-for-1 properly. The answer is no. I love Buka. I love Bucky. But CMC and JSN, you're giving up too much. You got to sell them differently. That's not the way you sell Christian McCaffrey. Not close. BTJ is my flex. So BTJ and Hendy or Pickens. Give me BTJ and Hendy. Very much want to wait on Hendy when I can have BTJ over Pickens, and they're pretty even anyway. Luke, appreciate your super chat, my man. 0.5, 10-man, 3 wide receiver league QB. Knicks, Prescott, Genty, Kenneth Walker, Gordon. Wide receivers, Nico, MHJ, Buka, Keenan Allen, Warren, Kincaid. Help me create a trade, please. Feel like I need a running back. Genty, Kenneth Walker and maybe MHJ, Kenneth Walker and maybe Keenan Allen for a Henry and something, a Barkley and something, a Breece Hall and something, a Bucky injured and something. Definitely consider that. MHJ, I like him, but I think he could have one bad game and you want to get rid of him. Kenneth Walker, same thing. So let's go trade both of them together and get a player that we like a little bit more. That's my advice. Got offered to trade away my JSN and Hendy for Breece Hall and Jamar Chase. Should I take it? JSN got offered to trade away my JSN and Hendy for Breece Hall and Jamar. Of course I'd take that. Yeah, that's good. Already have Garrett Wilson on my team. Doesn't matter. It's a good trade. You could even flip it after. But Hendy, as much as we love Hendy, you're trading Hendy away as if he's a starter. And if he became one, it would be a close trade. But you don't know when, I'm cooked at wide receiver. Smitty, Thunder. Travis Hunter. I see T Hunter and I want to say Thunder. I think the Thunder might be headed his way. He's looking better. Travis Hunter or Godwin may be my wide receiver 3. I like Travis Hunter. The tide's turning. But would you play any of these waiver options instead? Leggett, Horton? No. Give Travis Hunter the respect he deserves. He's coming around, bro. He looked really good in that game on Sunday. Jalen Warren to the Gainwell owner for Barkley. If you like winning, Thomas, that's child's play. Of course you take Barkley at that cost. Come on. Trade Fields Worthy for Hendy. Thomas, you get that. We quit our jobs. We work for you. Trade Fields Worthy for Hendy. I would rather have probably Fields and Worthy just because of the value of Worthy right now is better than Hendy. But in a vacuum, like what I want Hendy, if I needed running backs and I'm willing to wait and be patient, yeah. But I'll be honest, I don't know what Vrabel's thinking. I have no clue. I just don't know. Got DJ Moore for $19 in Fab. Second highest bid was 18. That's nice. See, Mahmoud, you used the historical trending data. I can't give you that number. I wouldn't have been able to give you that number. Only you know how much to bid. If people say, how much fab do I drop? I tell them, if anybody answers that question and gives you a number, stop following them immediately. Because there's no way somebody has understanding of your league's waiver wire process and the amount of... It's crazy. Barkley owner is 0-5 anyway. Of course, it's easy. That's what I'm saying, Thomas. You can go get Barkley for pennies on the dollar. Smitty is being nice. Hurts is trash. He is. He's not a good quarterback. I mean, he's a mediocre quarterback. Mediocre to good quarterback. He's a horrible passer. The quarterback position is more than just passing. Like, he is calm and cool and collective, and he can strike it, you know. He can execute upon a good play here or there. So he's got good quarterback qualities at times, but he's not a good passer. Someone dropped Keon Coleman in my 12-man league, 4-1. My main wide receivers, okay. Drop Pitts, A.O. Manor. I dropped A.O. Manor for Keon Coleman, I suppose. Yeah. Drop Pitts, A.O. Manor, Downs, or Chase Christian Watson. I probably drop... If it's a keeper league, I'm not dropping A.O. Manor. But I guess I would drop Christian Watson. I don't think Watson's going to do anything this year. I think it's starting to rain. I'm 3-2. Trade Tet and Jalen Warren for Rice. If you like winning, yes. I definitely would take Rice.
You've just...
Light work, bro. Light work. Hurts, Bijan, Bucky, Judkins, Warren, Woody, Igbuka, Garrett Wilson, Tet. Any other trade ideas? Thank you. Probably say getting rid of... so once you get Rice, it's unbelievable. Team's unbelievable, bro. Bucky, Judkins, Bijan, come on. You got Rice and Igbuka and Garrett Wilson. Lad. Any ideas? No. Sit back, stand down, and win.
Alert. Stand down order in effect.
That's a great team. I don't even want to cook up anything other than, like, if you could creatively get into Mahomes over Hurts, you know, and use not one of those big name players I just, you know, told you I loved on the roster. My London and Rashad White for QJ Worthy and Kamara. Nope. London. London all day. DMC for Buka and Hampton. I like where you're headed on this, but I want Buka and a player I can use, not somebody that's on IR and may or may not come back. You know what I mean? I mean, come on, man. Let's see here. Man, we got tons of thunder and lightning outside. That one shook the whole domicile. Just shook. I got pens rattling. Trade Derrick Henry for Rice. Take Rice in a heartbeat. Millisecond. Doesn't even matter what you have. I don't even need to know. ET, $20 super chat.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Top of the evening, Smitty. I'm 2-3 12-man. QBs are Knicks, Penix. Wide receivers are Buka, Pickens, MHJ, Mims, Hunter, Burden, Genty, Hendy, Harvey, Ollie, Benson, Pitts, Fannin, Likely. Hold the line or make a move. Buka and your receivers are good, but would I try move like MHJ or Pickens or both of them with something maybe? Carter and Benson's intriguing that you've got it cuffed, but would I shop Carter and Benson with MHJ for one Hall or Henry or Barkley or something like that? I probably would. I'd give myself that chance to have like a Henry next to Genty. You could bank on Hendy. It's very risky, but if you were to do that same move where you take Benson and Carter with Pickens or MHJ and go get a JJ or Garrett Wilson or JSN, then I really do like that to set next to Book. Would I take Bucky over Carter, Benson, and let's say Pickens? Yes. I think that might be another avenue if you can't get Henry. I do like the idea of trading for an injured Buka or an injured Bucky. Injured Bucky. I'm sorry. I mean to say injured Buka. Not gonna lie. Buka. You know, there's a chance Buka is better than wide receiver 3.
Call the associates.
Hello? Yeah, associates here. You need how many touchdowns this weekend for Buka? 3 tutties? Okay. 3 tutties and 100 yards. 7 receptions, 100 yards, and 3 tutties. I'll tell him. Thank you for calling, associates.
You've just been Smitty approved.
3 tutties, 7, 100 is the request. It's a tall order. We're going to try and deliver. We're going to try and deliver on that one. 1-4 in my 10-man PPR league. Flex one starter. Okay. J85 Henry, Monty, Buka, QJ, Waller, Dowdle. My bench is Caleb, Chase Brown, DJ Moore. I hope we can yell Chase Brown like that again in the way that we like to. Any of them droppable for JMO or Godwin? I'd definitely pick up JMO, bro. I'd drop probably, I would say, Dobbs for JMO, sure. Godwin, not really. But I like JMO a lot. QJ. I'm trading QJ and Monty, QJ and Dowdle. Trying to get one player, bro. Upgrade one spot. Monty and QJ, or QJ and Dowdle, or QJ and Chase Brown even. You know, probably try and put Chase Brown in the lineup. So go Henry, Chase Brown, you bank on it. Just bank on it, it's going to get better. And then you trade in Monty or Dowdle or Monty with potentially QJ for that. I mean, damn, you could maybe get a JSN for QJ, Monty, or Dowdle and QJ. That would be unbelievable. Try dealing those combos. Mike gifted 1 membership and it went to Hayden. Hayden, meet Mike. Mike, meet Hayden. You guys just became 2 best friends that anybody could have. Thank you for gifting that, Mike. Ibuka needs a short like Scat. Yeah, well, we do have. I mean, I'm gonna create a video for Book for sure. But that you know, the phone call is not bad. I mean, this is a pretty good.
Call the associates.
Pretty good little bit. Hello? Pretty good little bit, but we'll do a video. Don't worry. We're going to have a Buka emoji as well. Ladies and gentlemen, do not forget we have the Patreon 365 24/7 live chat group. That link is right here. So smash that link. I'm going to go in there and start chatting with all you fine folks right there. Link is pinned in the live chat right this very second. You want the best chat group around? In my opinion, this is it right here. This is where we hang out 365 24/7. Do it live. Do it live. Click that link. Join up. Become a part of the live chat revolution over on the Patreon. It's so fun. We're literally in there the whole game. It's like such a good support group too. Like if you need, everyone says my chat group said this, and you're like, I don't have a chat group. Well, you do now just by clicking that link. It's in the live chat pinned. It's in the description of the video. It's $10 a month. It's 24/7 chatting. I'm in there. It's not just about adding me or like, hey, Smitty. It's about the group just talking. And I chime in like any group member chimes in, you know. Trade Achan Fields for Hampton, Judkins, and Dynasty. I'd take Hampton and Judkins in Dynasty for sure. You still have Mahomes and Knicks. That makes total sense, bro. Smash the hell out of that. Scat and Sharps for Cook. Of course. Light work, bro. I mean, look, we like Scat, but this is what you do. You got Scat, now you can move him for that. It's crazy. It's crazy, bro. Full PPR, 3 wide receiver league, need running back help. Can I trade Mahomes, Pickens, and Kenneth Walker for Danny Dimes, Devontae Adams, and Judkins? I would take that Dimes, Adams, and Judkins side. Absolutely. You might have a top 10 wide receiver. You might have a top 7 running back, and you still have a top 12 quarterback. Downgrading Mahomes, it's worth it in that situation. That's a wild one, bro. That's great. That's a great trade. Let's get this box score Bobby situation screenshotted so we can go over the scores of the game real quick. We didn't really do this yet. 34-17, Eagles won, or lost. Eagles won. Eagles lost to the Giants. Giants lambasted them. This is anti-Saquon Barkley homecoming. You know, the revenge games usually work out well for the player, the biggest name player in this situation, but not this time. Not this time. Cam Skattebo, 5.2 yards per carry, 19 totes, 98 yards, and 3 touchdowns if you missed the game. Cam Skattebo, 2 receptions for 12 yards. We got Wandell with 84, 6 receptions, 84 yards, and 1 tutty. Jackson Dart scored a quick first touchdown run, 13 carries for 58 yards and a touchdown on the ground, and then Dart had 195 and 1. Scored 2 quick touchdowns, then didn't score again, and it's kind of wild. It happened twice this year in his 3 starts. But Skattebo was a monster. Just a straight-up monster. And then people worried about Tracy. I got questions like, are I still starting Skattebo? Now, remember right before the show kicked off, somebody asked, no offense to that person, but it was just a passionate answer that I had to, so you understood what my stance was. But they asked, well, now what do we do that Tracy's back? And I said, what do you mean, what do you do? What do you mean, what do you do? You start Cam Skattebo, who's the starter, and Tracy's getting him coffee. Tracy's getting him coffee. If he's lucky, he didn't even drink coffee. I don't drink coffee, but I still make people get me coffee, just like Skattebo says, Tracy, get me a coffee. And then when Tracy brings it to him, he goes, oh, I don't drink coffee. And he slams it on the ground, steps on it, and then walks away. Goddard, 9 catches for 110 and a touchdown. Absolutely balled out. It's because Hurts can't throw. AJB, 6 for 80. Devontae Smith, so underutilized, 4 for 49. Saquon, 12 carries. What a ridiculous organization. 4.8 a carry, and they just don't even feed him. Still a good buy low, though. Buy low, I said. Buy low. 2 for 9. So not what we wanted out of Barkley, but this is what makes him an attractive buy low. 283 and 1. Hurts looked like garbage in much of the game. Dart, what a day for Dart. What an exciting time to be a Giants fan. You know, you're not necessarily going to the playoffs or anything, but you got a team that looks like it could potentially be something. You got a young crew and Neighbors and Scat and Dart, and you could build around that. And the fact that Neighbors isn't even out there right now and you're doing some good stuff is pretty exciting. The only thing I would say is that it does feel like Dart's going to have trouble staying healthy because he's reckless with his body. Like I was even saying right before Dart got hurt, I was speaking to Miss Smitty. I go, he's going to get injured. He's going to boom, right down. I'm like, there it is. Looked like he tore his ACL, but it was his head. But you watched his knee get hit as well. Gibbs, Hampton, Skattebo, Benson, AJB, Tet, QJ, Diggs. Who for Henry? AJB for Henry, Tet for Henry, QJ for Henry, Diggs even for Henry. Hampton, if it's redraft, for Henry. Hampton and I don't know if I did Hampton like QJ, it'd have to be for Henry and something. Not trading Gibbs. Not trading Scat for Henry. Yeah, so any of those make sense. $20 hauler from H13.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Thank you, H. Appreciate you, my guy. 3 and 2 offered Kamara and Keenan for Jacobs. Kamara and Keenan for Jacobs. He countered with Jacobs plus McLaurin for Judkins Debo. I'd rather have Judkins Debo. Kamara and Keenan for Jacobs. I would rather have Jacobs. I would rather have Judkins Debo. None of these are close. Herb, Henry, Kamara. So if you're getting I think you're getting Jacobs in that, you take it. If you're getting Judkins over McLaurin Jacobs, you probably, I'm confused on your offers, but you hear what side I'm on, at least. And then I look at your team and I feel like it's backwards of what we're thinking. Love the team. I am trying to trade Kamara with this bottom part. You know what side I sit on those trades. I'd trade Kamara and BTJ, Kamara and MHJ. I keep Debo. I keep Rashee Rice. I keep Judkins. I probably keep Henry, but I trade Kamara and MHJ or Kamara and BTJ or Kamara and Keenan Allen for one player. JJ comes to mind. Lamb. I'd love to get Lamb. And the Lamb owner's hurting. Let's see here. Am I trying to lose more weight? The carnivore diet? Not really needing to lose. I just want to get down like 2 or 3 pounds, but I'll get there. I'm running a lot. My knees are hurting and stuff as I get older, but I've had so many knee problems. But once I oil them up like the Tin Man, I can get moving. You know, like it was crazy. I went and ran at 5K, and I finished top 10. But I felt like when I saw there was like 1,000 people there, this was pretty good to be that high. But when I got there, I'm like, there's no way I'm beating all these people. Like, how the hell am I? I could barely move. I remember I had to go back to the car to get something. Or no, I had my keys, so I had to run back and my wallet. I had to put my wallet in the car. I'm like, I can't run with this. And I go back, and as I'm going to the car, I could barely run. I jog to the car. I'm like, my knees. But I stretch them out, and then I get them loose. I do a run, and then I stretch. I do a little running, and then I stretch, and it's all of a sudden they loosen up. And then I ran, but I just need to keep running. Running's got me down. Burpees, push-ups, running. I do it all in this interval pace every day. I do burpees, jump down, burpees, jump down, burpees, jump down, and then run, then come back. Burpees, push-up, burpee, push-up, and then run and come back. And I do that for about 1.5 miles straight. Intervals. That's what I do. Drop about 20 pounds using also using this bad boy here, code Smitty. They're coming out with the core boards, coming out with the mini. I think this is a lot cheaper too. It's on sale right now, I believe. It releases on Halloween, but they created the mini. So this is coming out, core board, code Smitty. I use this. I don't go to the gym anymore. This is the only thing I use. It's really fantastic. You hook the cables up to it. It's got a bar. It's the most phenomenal home gym. It's so awesome. I love it. Sit-ups on it. You do these. They're called dragon flags. I haven't been doing these. My abs need the work. I need to put in the work. That will probably get the 3 pounds down if I just do a little more cardio on the board. But they're coming out with this mini that I could hang on the door here. So I'm going to talk to them about sending me one of these products to try out and demo. But love this product. At 10% off by using code Smitty. Just go to stoicinnovations.com to get it. Let me go ahead and drop that real quickly. Right here, stoicinnovations.com. Hit that link. The link's in the description as well, but 10% off if you use code Smitty. And I think you can use code Smitty on this board too, which is for sale right now, the mini. And this way you can get it. It's kind of unaffordable. It's like, it's kind of an expensive system, but it's worth it. I mean, it's quality. It's so quality. This thing will last forever. But this is a much more affordable system, the shorter one. You hook the cables to it. You get the bar. It's such an amazing home gym. I'm telling you, I use this. I use this alone. I'm not much of a get out of the house person anyway. I go get food every day. I do like to get out every day, once a day. I like to run twice a day. Run, get out, do that exercise, and then I go get food. And then that's my getting out. And then so going to the gym it's not that appealing to me. I don't mind doing it once in a while. It's kind of fun to get out once in a while for sure. But this gym is freaking amazing. So code Smitty, link in description. Stoicinnovations.com. STOIK innovations.com. That's where you get it. So go check out the core board. Dylan with a super chat. I traded Lamb. And is Travis in here? I haven't seen Travis today. I don't know if Travis is around today. I traded Lamb and Shaheed for London. And I think I've seen him in the chat a couple times. But I traded Lamb and Shaheed for London. And traded Zay and Kittle for Rice. Love the Rice trade. Traded Lamb and Shaheed for London. I'd probably rather have London in a vacuum, but very, very close call. Very arguable. I don't think he did bad on the first one at all. I don't know. I'd go back and forth on that. London bye week free. Yeah, the bands are amazing. And I have the core board here. I'll show you. It's got a lot of cables hooked up to it, but here's the board. So the mini is nice, but this is the core board. And so, this thing is heavy duty. Let me show you the core board right here. So this is the core board right here. StrokeInnovations.com. Link in description of the video. So yeah, so you hook up the bar, for example. I got my studios a mess because I was putting the Halloween stuff up in. But this bar is awesome. This bar is so amazing. And to do the overhead press with this thing on the bigger cables, and they're shorter cables that when you hook them up, then you can use it as a curl bar. The sit-ups on this thing are amazing. Love this thing is awesome. Lean it up against the motorized moped, baby. Core board. Look at that bad boy. Look at that bad boy. What's up? You're live. What can I do for you? What is your name? Where are you calling from?
Ross.
What's up?
Quick question. Would you trade Zay for AJ Brown?
Zay Flowers for AJ Brown?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, probably, because I think I could flip AJ Brown.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I could probably flip him pretty easily.
What would you flip AJ for?
Lab McConkey. Let me get a couple names for you. I'd say Lab McConkey. Let me drop this link in the chat, guys. This is the core board right here. Get a core board 10% off using code Smitty. And here's the link. I'll pin that in the live chat if anybody wants to grab this core board right here. It's so awesome. But they have the new mini one on sale. All right, so what would I get if I were you? Let me go look into the wide receivers and running back. Do you need a running back or a wide receiver?
I'll take either, but preferably a running back. But
what's crazy is you could have got Skattebo in maybe 7 out of 10 leagues if you offered AJ Brown for Scat before the game started. So you just got to try and find that player now. Who's that player now? Hendy could be that player. And I don't know that there's a lot of AJB swaps that you could do other than like you give up a little more, to get you could get Chase Brown straight up for AJB in some cases. You could get an injured Hampton. You could get an injured Bucky if you gave up something with AJB. Like let's say you gave up Dowdle and Chuba or something like that. You could give up something with AJB to get ETN. Probably going to be hard to do much else.
So, like, should I offer just Zay for Lad straight up?
Zay for Lad. Yes. I like that a lot.
Okay.
Look, Lad to me, bro, I'm telling you right now, I can't guarantee anything, obviously, in this racket. You just, anything can happen. But I'm telling you, Lad, I've always liked Lad. The problem is people drafted him way too high. And the letdown of that mistake is so heavy that people are freaking out right now, and they'll take anything. And Lad is, even though he scored last week, people are still worried about him. This is a wide receiver 1. Might be low end, but he's a wide receiver 1. It may take another week or two. I don't know. It feels like it happened. The shift happened last week. But he will be, in my opinion, the team's number 1 wide receiver at some point, whether it's next week on or 2-3 weeks from now on. And I think he's one of the better grabs, and he'll produce like a very low-end wide receiver 1. Or if I'm wrong, there's no way he doesn't earn, in my opinion, if he stays healthy, there's almost no way, I can't guarantee it, that he doesn't at least earn what you're paying right now. Your disappointing Lad McConkey should easily get you back exactly what you're paying for right now. I think this is probably the worst-case scenario is wide receiver 2 material.
Okay, would you... to try and get Lad, if he doesn't take Zay straight up, would you be willing to throw in Hunter into that trade?
I don't know if I want to throw Hunter in. I guess I'd think about it, but I don't know, man. Hunter, I really want to have Hunter on my team. I know everybody's ready to give up on him. That's fine. They can give up on him.
My other 2 receivers are CeeDee Lamb and Debo. So I have those guys locked in. Like, obviously, I mean, I'm in 3rd in my league right now, so I'm not like, I'm trying to make moves for the future. I'm not trying to make moves for right now. So I'm willing to eat a little bit of crap right now and not be able to play certain guys to get better in the future. Like, would maybe throwing in somebody like Fields or like Harvey
for Lad?
Yeah.
I don't want to give up Hunter or Harvey, but I definitely throw Fields in. I definitely throw something in.
Oh, what about Sampson?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
But try and do it. I mean, the best way to do it is to ask the guy for another player, bro. If you just go, hey, what do you want for Lad? He's going to be like, why do you want Lad? It's not the right way to approach it. You got to go after, who's his other receiver? Name a couple of the receivers he has.
Lad. Okay, so on his team, he's got DK, Waddle, Bateman, and Addison. Those are his other 4 receivers besides
Okay.
Lad.
So, make sure you're picking a guy you like. Let's say you like DK. And who are we trading again? What did we decide on?
I'm trying to get like Zay. I have
Zay. Okay. But I don't know if Zay's got a lot of value, but let's just say you go, hey, man, let's make a deal. What do you want? I'm interested in trading Zay. And does he need a quarterback?
He's got Jaden and Kyler. His
Who?
running backs, Dempsey, Cook, ETN.
Yeah, you need Fields, though. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't. You're gonna have to throw something. Maybe you do have to throw Hunter in. I guess. I don't know. I don't love the idea. I like Hunter a lot, but let's say you did throw Hunter and Zay together, and you're like, I want DK, and he's like, no. And you're like, I want Waddle. He's like, no. And you're like, well, who else do you have? And make him say, well, I've got Lad. Go, Lad's not even. Is he even the number 2? And he'll be like, yeah, man, he's number 2, and he's selling you. You got to make him sell you. The moment you doubt Lad, he's gonna try and convince you Lad's good. And then he's trying to sell you Lad all of a sudden.
So you're saying go after DK and then trying to get me to sell Lad.
Yeah. You just say, and you make him say, you say, well, who else do you have after DK and Waddle? Make him think you have no idea he even has Lad. Who's Lad? You're not going to say that because it'll make it obvious. But you're like, who do you have? Make it look like you don't know who he has. Say, well, DK and Waddle. Okay, who else you got? If you're not going to sell your number 1 or your number 2, Then he's like, oh yeah, Ladd's not my number 1 or number 2. Like, you're making him think all these negative things about Ladd. All right. Gotta roll, bro. I try not to give up Hunter, though. I don't know.
No, I got you. I didn't want to give him up, but I wanted your opinion on that. Thanks,
All right,
bro.
man.
Have a good.
Tyler. Why, hello, Tyler. Lamar, Mayfield, Henry, Cook, Garrett Wilson, Sutton, Rice. Nice, Skataboo. I like it, bro. Everyone is hoarding tight ends, trying to deal for Kittle and Ferguson owner. He's being cheap and he tips. Not really, because you didn't give me a lot to work with. So tips in terms of trading, the same tactic you just heard me deploy. Don't ask for the player, make them suggest the player. Go see what teams have 2 tight ends, and then don't ask for the tight end. Just say, I want the starter. And then when they say no, go, well, do you have any other tight ends you'd sell? Like any bench players? And then they're like, well, I've got, whatever. But Theo's okay, bro. You liked Theo before the week, and now you don't like Theo. Don't let one game influence you. Fannin Jr., still like Fannin. Trading for Kittle or Ferguson on the high, not really the easiest thing to do. Kyle Pitts is pretty attainable. But do I want you trading any of this? If it's a 1 QB, go to a team that needs a quarterback and offer them one of the quarterbacks. But you're kind of waiting on that, right? Because you need Mayfield right now. I don't think you're trading any of these starters, bro. I think you're hitting the waiver wire or trusting in Theo for right now. But Fannin would be good. But trying to get Fergie or Kittle's going to require you giving up one of these guys that are playing well. Like Sutton, would I give up Sutton for Kittle and Ladd? Go see what the Ladd owner has at tight end and see if you can trade Theo and Sutton for Ladd and a tight end. Because I like Ladd as much as I like Sutton. Quietly. That's why you're getting an upgrade. Let me go over it. We haven't gone over the Mars Man League in a while. The Mars Man and Moon Man League. Let me pull that up. Now, just to warn you, Sick Nasty and I are getting clobbered. The loser of the Mars Man League drops down to the Moon Man League. Guess who is 0-5? Sick Nasty and me. I'm 0-5 in the Mars Man League. I got hit with Chase Brown. I got Buka. I have JJ on a bye. I drafted Rashee Rice on my own power. Under my own power. I've got Ja'Cory Crosky Merritt finally coming around. Chase Brown's been devastatingly bad for me. Trey Henderson's been devastatingly behind schedule. So things are coming around. I definitely need Hendy to kick into high gear. Penix Jr. is my quarterback. So, that's my squad. So I have Penix Jr., Chase Brown, Ja'Cory Crosky Merritt, Emeka Egbuka, JJ, Xavier Worthy, Trey Henderson, Rashee Rice. So I got Rice, JJ, Worthy, Buka. I'm 0-5, and I've got Rice, understandably. Rice, JJ, Emeka Egbuka. Rice, JJ, Emeka Egbuka. Worthy. Henderson, Chase Brown, Ja'Cory Crosky Merritt, Penix Jr. I said Xavier Worthy. Henderson. And I'm 0-5. It's been pretty brutal. Now, Sick Nasty, I just got to beat out Sick Nasty so I don't get bumped down to the Moon Man League. He's got Drake May, Breece Hall, Alvin Kamara, BTJ, Marvin Harrison Jr., Mason Taylor, Drake London, Monty. I mean, I don't know whose team is better. You guys can vote. Who do you think's going to end up? I mean, I could still go on a streak here now that I've got Rice coming back. I mean, Rice coming back is going to be huge for me. So my team is in the Mars Man. I got Penix, Chase Brown, JCM, JJ, Rice, Buka, Worthy, and Hendy. That's my team. It's got its problems, but I mean, JJ, Rice, Buka is freaking unbelievable, and JCM's going to get on his horse here. So I've been dealing without running back production the entire season. And then Sick Nasty, you there? He's got May, Hall, Kamara, BTJ, MHJ. Oh, and then my tight end is what did I say my tight end was? Ingram. I got Ingram. I can't even read that. Hendy, let me see if I can squeeze this up. Hendy, Ingram. So he's got MHJ. This is Sick Nasty. MHJ, London. I'm just writing it based on, I'm doing exactly what I said not to do, write it in bad order, but this is how his lineup is listed. Monty, and then Mason Taylor. So, whose team's better? My team or his team going forward? We're both 0-5. Whose team's better? Vote on it. Rice, I can't even read that. Rice, Buka, Worthy, JJ, JCM, Chase Brown, Penix Jr. What team's better? What team's going to end up edging the other one out? And then on top of that, we have a bunch of teams that are 2-3, 3-2, 3-2. We have everybody's 3-2, but 2 teams. 3-2 or 2-3, but 2 teams, and then the 2 last. So honestly, 3 wins. If I don't even know, will I win this week? What do I have? I'm projected to lose 29%. So I'm probably going to be 0-6. And then the 3-2 teams, a couple of them will be 4-2. So there's a chance that I'm 0-6 out of this week, and I'm trying to weather. But we'll see what happens there. Why am I projected to lose so badly? Are they not giving? Well, I don't have Rice back yet. We'll have to see. But anyway, the winners. Let me go over the Marsman League. The leaders right now. Johnny 777. Can't even zoom in. Let me just drop the screenshot on. Thought maybe it'd be clear. We don't spend a lot of time on the Marsman Moonman League, so I wanted to spend a few minutes on that. So here's the Johnny 777's got 736 total points. He's the points winner so far and has the best record. This is Johnny and I were making that trade, and then he backed out. Remember? So Johnny, good team, bro. 4-1. Johnny's team is as follows. I'll read it off to you. Johnny's got Josh Allen, Rico Dowdle, DeAndre Swift, JSN, Olave, Ferguson, Hollywood, DeMarcado. Who's on a bye? Jordan Addison. How are you winning? Your team's not better than mine. You're 4-1. Damn it, Johnny. Josh Allen, Rico. How are you winning? This is unreal. I just got hit hard in this league. But on the bench, he's got Chuba. Oh, Lamb. He's got Lamb. Okay. That's where it is. But still, I was expecting this team to be a little bit more dangerous. So Josh Allen, Rico, DeAndre Swift, JSN, Olave, Ferguson, Hollywood Brown, DeMarcado, Addison on a bye, and then Lamb. I don't know that team's that much. That's crazy. I mean, I got Rice out, but I don't know. I think my team right here JJ Rice, Buka. I don't know. I feel like my team is way Juicy is in second. He's got Baker, JT, Christian McCaffrey, Diggs, Cup, Hunter Henry, Genty, Calvin Ridley. Not much on the bench. Evans on the bench hurt. So Ridley, Genty, Hunter Henry, Cooper Cup, Diggs, McCaffrey, JT, Baker. That's team second. These guys are playing every week. That's the key. All right. And then Moonman League, real quickly. Moonman League, here are the standings. TMT is winning that league. Charles T is in second. Put this up on screen. Appreciate you, Moonman, Marsman, people. There you go. TMT in the Moonman League. Trying to win this bad boy so he can move up. And his team is as follows. I'll read it off real quickly. TMT, the winning team, is Josh Allen, JT, Bijan. Woo! Zay Flowers, Pittman, Laporta, Jalen Warren, Kincaid. Nothing really on the bench. Wow, you got no wide receivers really. Zay Flowers, Pittman. Zay Flowers and Pittman are his best receivers. Zay Flowers and Pittman. But hey, Pittman's been playing well. JT, Bijan, and Josh Allen. That's what's carrying this team. TMT, nice job, my boy. And then going on over to the Patreon League. We've got, I wasn't in the Moonman League, so that's why you didn't hear me. Patreon League. Look at this. Look at this. Finally, a nice story to tell. Because the Marsman League has not been kind to me the last 2 years. Injuries hit me bad last year. This year, that Chase Brown production really crushed me in the Marsman. But in the Patreon League, I am tied for second. We've got Team Healing in Healing AZ in first. Well, tied for first. He's got slightly more points than me. Johnny's up there again. Look at that, Johnny. Nice job. Johnny's in the top on both of them. My team in that league, if anybody wants to know, is Kyler, Genty, ETN, Devontae Smith, Devontae Adams, Tyler Warren, Deebo Samuel, Justin Jefferson on a bye. So my receivers are Adams and JJ. My tight ends, Tyler Warren. I got Deebo. I got Trey Henderson in the flex. I got ETN, Genty, and Kyler. And I do have Justin Fields as well. So Kyler's probably going to the bench for Fields this week. There, I switched that out. Got a trade offer. You guys want to see a live trade offer? Live trade offer. Okay. This is in the Patreon League, so let me close this out so we're not confused here. So in this league right here, I got this offer. And this is from Tommy. Tommy's sending me Henry and McLaurin for Adams and Hendy. Redraft. Patreon League. Derrick Henry, McLaurin for Adams and Hendy. What do you guys think on that one? My team reminder is Fields, Genty, ETN, Devontae Smith, Adams, Tyler Warren, Deebo, Henderson. And JJ, obviously. So I got JJ, Adams, Deebo as my wide receivers. Genty, ETN, and Hendy. It's an intriguing offer, though. The problem is Henry going to play?
Not a bad offer, but
Yeah.
Here.
What's up? Oh, I'm sorry. Who's this? I forgot you were there.
Oh, Ross, my bad.
Ross. Oh, I'm sorry, Ross.
No, yeah, I mean, it's not a bad offer, but Scary Terry for Adams, that's kind of where it gets me there.
Well, but no, you can't really look at it like that. It's Adams versus Henry, because neither Henderson or McLaurin are helping right now. So it's kind of like, that's kind of a wash right there, McLaurin and Hendy. And Adams is outperforming Henry, but
I like Henderson's upside. I mean, Adams is a touchdown monster.
Yeah.
And
I agree.
He's super consistent. He's going to get 7 to 10 targets a game. Your McLaurin, more of a deep threat, especially now with Debo. Like, he's not getting nearly as many targets, especially with the quarterback.
Hard to say. I think Henry's still got a shot to turn this thing around for him. I mean, he's definitely wasn't worth his ADP, which is why they didn't want to draft him. But
100%. But his O-line is dog water.
Yeah, but he's also got Chicago. He's got the Rams, and then he's got a bye. But then he comes back to Chicago, Miami, Minnesota, Cleveland, which will be tough. The Jets, the Bengals, Pittsburgh, not tough right now. Cincinnati again. And then he closes, so it's like nonstop good matchups, really. And then in week 16, 17, it's New England, Green Bay. That's tough.
The matchups are good, but the O-line, he needs to not be contacted before the line of scrimmage. Like, if he contacted at the line of scrimmage or before the line of scrimmage, he's not nearly.
He's older. He needs to get out in open space for sure. But it's an intriguing offer. I mean, you got the same things you're saying though. You gotta sit here and say, like, bro, he doesn't have. I'm sorry. Adams is older. Adams could get hurt at any moment. He's an older player, so that's a concern right there. But then you also have to consider that. Real quickly, hold on one second. You also got to consider that Hendy's not helping at all, and there's not necessarily a guarantee. I'm just playing devil's advocate. I'm most likely going to lean Adams and Hendy because I love Hendy, but there's no sign of necessarily a turnaround yet. We love Hendy. We would coach this thing differently, but what if Hendy doesn't ever get the run all year long? What if he never gets believed in all year long? And Adams is an older player who could get injured, probably just as likely to get hurt or bust as Henry in some aspects because he's so older. He's like 30. He turns 33 in December, I think. So I don't know. I mean, I think there's a strong argument to make that this is pretty damn even.
I 100% agree with what you're saying, but I don't know if you can remember back to Derrick Henry's rookie year when he was in Tennessee with Vrabel. He did not trust him at all. It was him and DeMarco Murray, I believe.
It was Deion Lewis.
Okay. He didn't trust Derrick Henry at all until the second half of the season. Derrick Henry went off at the end of his.
I know, but
and that's going to be similar to Hendy.
We hope
he's going to lean into Hendy at the second half of the season because he's more of like you have to earn your stature, earn your stuff, and I feel like that's the way it is. And he's also Vrabel's an Ohio State guy, and obviously Hendy's Ohio State. He saw what he could do. He's phenomenal at pass blocking. He's going to earn his way onto the field, especially now that they're down another running back. He's going to pull off in the second half of the season. The colder it gets, the more you're going to run the ball, especially in New England. You're going to do that.
It sounds nice, bro, but it's not a guarantee, unfortunately. I wish it was, but you're talking to the biggest Hendy believer in the world. It sucks that we're beholden to one of the dumbest decision makers, I think, in the game right now. I think he's a moron right now. He's an imbecile.
Braves is not an offensive guy. He's a defensive guy. So he defers to his offensive coordinator, and that's unfortunate, and I 100% agree with what you're saying. But I believe the talent will outweigh the decision. Like,
we'll see. We'll see.
There's
all right.
No way.
I gotta go. Anything else, bro?
You're the man. Appreciate you.
You got anything else? What was your question that we're talking about?
Oh, I was cooking up a trade offer. You told me to call back.
Oh, yeah. What do you got?
So I was asking about the Zay Flowers, trying to get rid of Zay Flowers.
Yeah.
I'm talking to the BTJ owner right now. I was offering BTJ, or I'm trying to get BTJ and Hendy, and I'm offering Zay, Barkley, and Hunter. I haven't sent the trade. Just I'm looking at it.
BTJ and Hendy for Zay, Barkley, and Hunter. It's totally arguable on both sides.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could go either way. I'd probably lean toward the BTJ Hendy side in hopes that we see a rebound out of BTJ, which we feel like we're starting to see. And then we hope that Vrabel makes the right decision. It does not feel like he's in that place right now, but hopefully it happens. So it is what it is. All right.
I'm in that league, so I'm not I don't need to move right now, so I can sit and wait on Henderson. But I'm just trying to make a move for the future.
All right. I like it. All right, later, bro.
How much? Wait.
All right. Anyway, I think I'm out of here. I think I got a couple of super chats real quick, actually. Yeah, probably rejecting the trade offer. It's an interesting one, though. It's definitely even. Definitely even. Because there's risk to Adams. I love Adams. There's risk to Hendy. I love Hendy. I think Henry does bounce back quite a bit. So it's an intriguing offer. Start ETN or JCM at the flex. Probably going ETN. Not that I want JCM not to be starting for you, though. But ETN has definitely earned that. Mixon chalked at this point, of course. I mean, I wouldn't even consider Mixon at all on my rosters. You know, maybe an IR spot if I didn't have anybody in it, I suppose. But I'd be thinking trade or something. Start Hendy, Stevenson, Michael Carter, or Travis Hunter. I think Travis Hunter is probably safest, especially if it's PPR. Hopefully Hendy is the guy later, though. Hendy, BTJ killing me in the other league, but Moon Man, I'm that L TMT took this year. Oh, you gave TMT an L. Nice job. Pats are killing me. Will BTJ bounce back? He's starting to bounce back, Charles T. Charles T, appreciate you, by the way. He's in the league. He's in the Moon Man League. Love Knicks, Wilson, London, MHJ. If there's a trade to make, who should I target? Feel like I'm one piece away. So probably going to lean on London and Garrett Wilson. Maybe a trade MHJ or Waddle. I'm leaning on Buka, leaning on Gibbs, leaning on HN. Like the team a lot. Honestly, it's pretty damn good. You're waiting on Hendy. Hendy you could trade later maybe. Or just hopefully balls out for you. I guess it would be like MHJ and Waddle for one slightly better wide receiver, bro. Like Nico or JJ or something. And JJ's on a bye week. Maybe his owner's annoyed by that. Trade Bill for Henderson. So try a 2-for-1 wide receivers for one wide receiver. Trade Bill for Henderson and some draft picks. I like Bill a lot, but I do still take Henderson long term. So yes, 100%. If you could get a first rounder included in that, sure. If you could give up a second to get a first, maybe to get them to do the first, I'd definitely do that. Currently 4-1. Yeah, the thing is though, JCM's going to help you win now, and you're hurt at running back. So I don't know. That's a tough trade for you to make because then what are you doing? You got Rico and Bill now. You'd be banking on Hendy, which I guess is okay, but it's certainly risky. It's certainly risky. Rice, you're waiting on Rice, BTJ. Yeah, I'm fine with it. I think in a dynasty league, I still take chances like that. Even if I'm 4-1 and I'm going for money, I still want to make the long-term move that makes sense. I don't think I turned down a Henderson personally, but Henderson right now is the same thing as Bijan rookie year. It's misuse. It's abuse. We're waiting for it to change. We know what the reality is. We know how good Hendy is. And we're beholden to the ridiculous, slow coaching decisions that we know are wrong. League mates are trying to veto a trade alleging collusion. Thoughts? Traded away Judkins for Rome. Collusion? How? I don't even know what side they're saying's bad. It's that close. It's dead even. I mean, Rome's had his bye week already. Judkins is a top 8 running back. Like, what are we talking about? I don't even understand how that's a trade that somebody would want to veto. It's ridiculous. Unbelievable. Crazy, man. Well, I think I'm out of here. Appreciate all you super chats. Jay with the final super chat. Thank you for being here for the Thursday Night Football reaction show. ETN, Rico, Monty, Hendy, Sharbs, Haskins, Igbuka, Garrett Wilson, Jacoby, 2 and 3. What can I do? 12 team PPR. I guess I'll probably say with this team, I'm going to maybe keep Igbuka, keep Garrett Wilson. Don't think you can move much, honestly. I hate to say it, bro, but no one's trading for Jacoby and Monty. You could try. Jacoby and Monty for what? Jacoby for Ladd, Monty for Ladd. Try getting Ladd. I like Ladd a lot with those two players. You know, try trading one or each of them individually, and then if you got to couple them together, you could do that. Ladd and something for Monty and Jacoby, or Monty for Ladd maybe. Love ETN. You need to get Tootin. Tootin needs to be on this roster. Rico, I do sell Rico and Monty, or Rico and Jacoby, to try and get some sort of like Breece Hall or whatever. Chase Brown maybe. Not much you can really move with that team. Penix, Darnold, or Tootin this week. Penix Jr. Darnold's safer. Penix Jr. higher risk, higher reward. So I guess Darnold proved himself to be pretty good this week. You know, I'm not saying it continues, but I probably lean Penix Jr. for high risk, high reward. Darnold for safety if you need safety. Igbuka, JSN, London, Nico. Trade Nico for Breece Hall. No. You need to get a lot more than that, bro. Nico's worth more. Breece Hall's in kind of a volatile situation. He could get traded. If he got traded, would he be traded like and not play for a week? And then would he be rusty, learning a new offense and not get, all the work until like the third week with the team? Like, there's a lot of risk involved. Could he get traded and ball out in like Chicago? Sure. But those are what ifs. I think I definitely want more. I do it, but you got to give me more. You got to give me like that Ladd McConkey. Someone said, how am I doing in Miss Smitty's work league? Thank you, Mahmood. Appreciate your super chat, pal. I got to create a video for tomorrow, so no sleep for me, Mahmood. But thank you anyway. And then Hero, appreciate you. Win league potential. Knicks love equals win league potential, or do I need a QB? I'm fine with that combination. I mean, look, Love's a good play this week. Just put Love in there. Let it ride. Does Cam Skattebo have CTE? Why would you ask that, Simon? He's too young to... Still a young kid. In Miss Smitty's work league, I have a really good team. My record is shaky because I've been hit with injuries. I had CeeDee Lamb and I drafted Rice, obviously knowing what I know about Rice, and I expected, but getting hit with Lamb and Rice at the same time. My team in Miss Smitty's league is Penix Jr. is my QB. I got Buka, Lamb, and Rice at wide receiver. Buka, Lamb, Rice. I've got Achane, Genty, Tyler Warren, and Kyron. And with that team, because Rice and Lamb aren't playing, I'm middle of the pack, 2 and 3. But I got Lamb and Rice coming back, so it's going to be glorious really soon. Traded Pickens and Swift for Achane. Achane all the way. Also traded Hendy and Pearsall for Rice. I think you crushed on all levels. You blasted him, bro. If anybody's talking about how he shakes his head, it's just a tick he has that he does, you know, and he says it's not even like an OCD thing at all. It's just like he just likes his helmet on straight. It's just what he does. He's just in a habit. And it puts him in the right place to shake his head and get his helmet on perfectly. He just wants it sitting right. Carter or Hendy need a swing. Carter's safer. Hendy's the swing, though. Pickens or London? London. It's not really an OCD thing, he said. He's more so like... He said it's specifically not like OCD tick or something. He's like, it's not a tick. It's just, I like to have my helmet on straight, and it's just something that makes him feel like he's ready, like a ritual. It's almost like wearing a certain hat a certain way or whatever. It's just the way he looks at things. What wide receivers do I trade MHJ Waddle for? Garrett Wilson, JSN. You know, not both of them for Ladd, but I like Ladd more than Waddle. Do I trade for London? Sure, trade both of them. Adunze, both of them. BTJ, I'd rather have BTJ over Waddle. Rice, I'd rather have Rice than probably both of them. Rather have Lamb than both of them. All right. Appreciate you all. I'm live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, every single Monday through Friday. Also, additionally, live whenever big news breaks, and I'm live every single midnight Eastern practically. So I'm live a lot of times, 3 times a day. Also, get on over to the Patreon. I'm going to be over there tonight talking with you fine people. So hit this link, jump into the Patreon. Appreciate you very much. See you all later. Congrats on the scat. Starts, everyone.
What is that smell? Someone needs me.
Help! Help! I'm going to lose my fantasy week! Somebody help! Call the Scat Man!
I am Scatman. Who needs my help? Wow. Bang, bang, boom. To the moon. Now it's time to go pick up your mother.
Yeah, word is Cam gave his helmet CTE. He delivers it. CTE would even it couldn't even creep in his head. It would get so scared. It would jump out. He's the antidote. The antidote. All right, see you all later. Appreciate you. Deuce.